Good morning, welcome to the show. I'm Adam, this is Bex. Hardly needs an introduction really, to be honest. Fantastic show today. We've got things you can eat, we've got things that you can smell, we've got plants for shade, plants for sun, all sorts of different plants as usual. Remember, it's all the usual sort of stuff we have to go through for the housekeeping, as we call it. So free P&P these days. There's no need to get to that minimum order anymore, so you get that free P&P on all the items you see in here, in our little room here in our potting shed. If you sort of stray beyond and go on the website, there might be some P&P, but remember, you do have those vouchers as well. There's all important vouchers that you can use for counteract that P&P. Also, we have the code, which is not quite on the screen at the moment, but we have our YGTV code, and that is really, really important for all the offer specs, isn't it? So, you know, if you've got double ups, if there's bog offs, if there's special deals, sometimes we might have 3 plants, and then we might say just for a little bit more, you can get 3 pots to go with them. You put the item code in, YGTV1525 is today's code. Enter that, that's really, really important. And I say that will open up all those offers for you as well. And another thing we have as well is our fantastic club. We love you to join the club, because when you join the club, you get 15% off of things like our plants, for example, all those different things there. So our plants, accessories, and you'll get 7.5% off outdoor living and machinery. And once you join the club, providing you keep the subscription going, you can actually only pay £10 year after year after year. We won't actually put that up. We also have those vouchers. If you're lucky enough, some of those vouchers, you can enter those in the voucher box as well. So those and your code, so you're going to get all those fantastic discounts. And I think that's sort of roughly covered pretty much everything, Bex.
That's it. Well done, Adam. Absolutely. Morning, everybody. Just want to say hello to all of you in the YouTube chat, first of all, because you're all very lively and chatting away this morning. Elaine, Neil, George, Glyn, finally had some rain. Yes. Naomi. Oh, Naomi. Hello. Morning, all. This is my first time here. You are very welcome. So hello to the lovely new Naomi in the chat as well. Grimmy, he's in as well.
Morning,
Caroline, good morning to you all. If you want to join the chat, you can. It's on YouTube. It's on Facebook. You can also email us as well. There'll be an email address on the bottom of the screen very, very soon. Penny, I've got your pictures. I promise to show them. Ali G, I've got yours as well, so I promise to show those very soon too. Please join the chat. We love it when, you know, it's a community, so we like it when you join in. Say hello, tell us what the weather's like, what's the gardening you've been doing, do you need any help with anything, have you got any questions? This is the place to do it, either on YouTube or on Facebook or via that wonderful email. But we're going to kick off straight away with some gorgeous plants, aren't we?
We are, we've got massive
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the wonderful Salix? Oh, no. Matt's telling us. Let's go over here.
So, are we... compost.
Well, now we're going to go blueberries.
Oh, blueberries. Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Blueberries. Yeah, we love our blueberries.
I might take over the stream here because I want to show you something.
We love this blueberry collection as well, Bex, because the great thing about this, we've got 3 different blueberries in this collection, which means you're getting a mid, an early and a late blueberry. We've got early, the new Hanover. We've got Blue Ray as your mid-season one, and we've got Ozark Blue for your late season one. So kind of June, July, August time, you've got these blueberries kicking in. This lady's the blueberry queen because she grows the most amazing blueberries. Ericaceous soil, full sun, keep them moist. And honestly, from next year onwards, you're just going to get masses and masses of these blueberries. Well, and don't forget, not just fruit on these, they have the most gorgeous flowers in the spring. Lovely lantern-shaped white flowers that hang down, loved by the pollinating insects, the birds and the bees. And the offer we've got today is we've got the blueberries, but also we've got those gorgeous silver helix planters as well.
I was trying to find my video to show you, but it doesn't matter. I'll show you later on when we come back to it. So I planted these April last year, and they were roughly this size, and then by September they were absolutely huge. They'd grown really nice and big. Didn't get any blueberries in the first year, so I'm going to be honest with you, unlikely to get any. You might get a couple. But this year, I tell you what, I have got so many flowers on those plants. There are hundreds of flowers on each one of these plants. So those flowers, every single one of them has the opportunity to then turn into a blueberry. My crop this year is going to be fantastic, and I will obviously create videos on this so I can update you on here. I highly recommend it because you're extending your blueberry cropping season. Yeah,
and when you eat blueberries that you grow yourself, I mean, whenever we mention this, we're not dissing the supermarkets, but obviously they have to pick certain fruit before it's perfectly ripe to to transport it. When you grow blueberries yourself and you pick them at that most perfect moment when they're really super sweet, incredibly gorgeously juicy as well, you know, bursting with vitamins, bursting with antioxidants, you know, all those things that are really, really good for us. You truly taste blueberries how blueberries are meant to taste. I love blueberries. I have blueberries quite often. In the morning I have yogurt, I have blueberries, I have grapes, I have all those kind of different things. And so the mix we've got here, it's giving you that extended season, not just one variety where you get a big mass of blueberries in one go and then nothing. We're going to bring the 3 varieties, the early, the mid and the late, giving you that nice extended season of blueberries. And you said as well, Bex, they have the most gorgeous colour in the autumn as well. Beautiful autumn foliage.
Blueberry foliage gives you a really cool colour in autumn time. I found my video. Can I show it, Matt? Can I show it? So I just want to show you what they look like now, bearing in mind that these were planted last April. Sorry about my shadow. Bad camera work. Bad camera work. Hang on, let me scroll to this one. This one's better. Can you see all those flowers that are on there?
They are smothered.
Okay, so that's just one of the plants. I think I scroll along. I think I go along in a moment. They're all planted in the heavy-duty pots, by the way. Look, all those flowers.
Wow.
There's so many of them. And those were this size, you know, these 9 centimetre size, just this time last year. And that's what they have now grown into.
In your ericaceous compost?
In my ericaceous compost, in the heavy-duty pots. Look at all those flowers.
Have you been feeding them? Did you feed them? Have you been feeding them at all?
Do you know what? I haven't yet, but I need to start doing it. I've just got my feed delivered, so I'm going to start feeding now.
They're flipping
remarkable. I did feed
remarkable.
last year a little bit, obviously, but I'm going to start feeding now. Aren't they cool?
Wow.
I'm so impressed. But do you know what? It's got... Right, obviously I've had a little hand in it, but this is about the plants. So I've planted, I've watered, I put them in a sunny spot. Those are the results. It's got nothing to do with my abilities, is what I'm trying to say to you. Like, that is a nice, easy grow your own.
Yeah, but you say that, but what you've done, you've ticked all the boxes. That's the thing. If you tick the right boxes, you've used the ericaceous compost, which they must have. You've put them in the sun, which they like. You've kept them moist. If you really just do those main 3 things for your blueberries, they're going to thrive. You don't even need to fiddle about pruning them, really, do you, for the first 2 or 3 years?
Certainly not for the first few years. I haven't touched mine, I haven't pruned them. I probably won't touch them this year. I might look at doing it next year. So they're really, really easy. This actually comes with the 3 25-centimetre pots. Now, this is a reasonable size to put your blueberries in. I went straight into the heavy-duty pots personally, but it is your choice. We did do a deal with pots before, but they were too small for these plants. This, I think, is a reasonable size, certainly to get them started off for the first year or 2.
Yeah, definitely. I agree, totally agree. But for the first couple of years, they'd be really happy. And
they would, wouldn't they?
Keep them moist. That's the important thing. Throughout the summer, always, not wet, they don't want to be boggy, but just keep them moist. They love a really nice, moist, ericaceous compost. And you can see that, you know, from the size of the pot compared to what they're going in, they will be happy in here for a good while. And of course, you can use the heavy-duty pots, but they're not so aesthetically pleasing as these, obviously. So
I like my line of heavy-duty pots, but no, if you want something more attractive, definitely these would be amazing. My other top tip would be, or our other top tip definitely would be, don't use tap water on your ericaceous acid-loving plants. Try and make sure you're using rainwater. I know we haven't had much rain. I know a few of you have just commented that you've had a little bit of rain. We have had no rain where I live for a month. I think it's been a month.
Yeah, it's been, apparently in some parts of the country, it's been record-breaking. It's been the driest March period for ever recorded. Unfortunately,
I have had to use tap water, but what I've done is I've filled a bucket of water and I've left it standing for a day or 2, and then I've used that tap water, because it does evaporate some of the chemicals. It's not ideal, but it is the answer if you haven't got access to rainwater. So 310190 is your item number for that one. £37 saving, unlocked by entering that code that Adam was telling you about. YGTV1525 is the code. That'll give you your saving. It'll also access the free postage that you get on everything that you see in the potting shed. So, make sure you join the club as well. You want to pay that lower price, £16.95. We're going over to the favourites table. We didn't get this entirely right, did we, the other day? No. I mean, sometimes we get put in our place a bit, don't we? Yeah, we do. I think we've got put in our place. I think there's only one item on here that was on the favourites table on Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was just blackberries has stayed. The rest of the 4 on the favourites table has changed. So there you go. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're not. This one is a fantastic one.
It is,
Two things.
You can do that with it. Look,
no thorns.
you can rub your nose in it. Because the reason I'm doing that, not because I've lost the plot, but
I mean,
because
he has. He's been here every day this week. He's starting to lose the plot, to be quite honest with you.
I've got Monday and Tuesday off, and I'm so looking forward to it. 2 days in the garden doing what I want to do. But not that I don't want to do this. I love it. But yeah, these are fantastic because if you want to grow blackberries, but in a completely different way, these are thornless blackberries, but also these are blackberries you can grow in a hanging basket. And these are not the sort of blackberries that go berserk, take over, form a great big thicket. These will gently tumble down in a hanging basket. And each of these plants, once they're really fully established in the second year or so, can give you up to 1 kilogram of fruit. And these are great, fantastic ideas for children. If you want to get kids involved with growing fruit, your children, your grandchildren, this is such a beautiful, superb way of doing it. And this could be window boxes, it could be pots, it could be troughs. Beautiful white flowers to start with. Obviously, they become pollinated, they form the fruit. But whenever your children or you pick these fruit, you're never going to get those horrible thorns that kind of latch onto you and are really, really painful. And these are such beautiful quality plants, aren't they?
I love them. And I mean, they keep their foliage. They look great all year round. They're going to be really productive. Pollinators are going to adore these. So if you're trying to create a pollinator garden, this is a fantastic thing to do. And the compact nature of them just means it works, doesn't it? It works for majority of gardens. In fact, every garden. Nobody wants a great big rambling blackberry bush in their garden, do they?
No.
These stay nice and compact, which is what I adore about them. Incredible quality, as Adam is showing you, with those rooty beauties right there. £17 saving. Use the code to get your saving. Use the code to get your free postage. It's YGTV1525. Also, if you're not a club member, now's the time to join. In fact, who am I talking to? I'm talking to the lovely new lady who joined us. Where is she? Her name is Naomi.
Hi, Naomi.
Good morning, Naomi, the new lady. We've given you a little hint about the club. There is a club that you can join. It will give you 15% discount on everything you buy, whether that's in the potting shed or via the website. Costs you just £10 to join. You can make those 15% savings on your first order. So honestly, if you love gardening and you're going to be shopping, even if it's like 3 or 4 times throughout the year, it will make a massive difference to your savings because you get your 15% discount and you're going to get £20 worth of vouchers and you're going to get a couple of postage vouchers as well. So please consider joining that club. We're all club members and we adore it. So Naomi, if you're still there, I was specifically talking to you there.
And those postage vouchers are great, Bex, as well, because obviously everything in here is free P&P, isn't it? But if you wander onto the website and order something, you might incur some P&P. But of course, if you use one of those vouchers, you can counteract that as well.
Indeed. Right, let's carry on with the favourites table. I placed my order. I did it. Was it yesterday or the day before? Thunbergia is coming to me. I've got.
You got the tower pots? Oh,
that's the wrong plant.
We've got the wrong plants, haven't we? Let's do a swapsy.
Yes. No. This needs to go over here. Did we switch them around at some point? What has happened there?
There you go. If you pass me that, yeah, that's it. We've
done something wrong there, haven't we? Sorry, everybody. Here we go. There's the Thunbergia. I placed my order just the other day. I'm going to be growing 2 tower pots of Thunbergia this year. Who else is joining me?
Well, I think lots of people, because look at the colour range on these. I can remember when these first came out ages ago, they were just pretty much orange. And then, over the years, these other beautiful colours have come out, the reds, the kind of the pinks, the yellows, the whites. And these just form such a beautiful, stunning column of flower. They'll easily get to the top of a tower pot. They'll completely surround the tower pot. And you only need about 3 per tower pot as well. Don't put any more than that. 3 will be absolutely ample on those. And you can see, the quality of the plants again. These are beautiful, stunning plants. They're already growing away. Look at that lovely growing tip there. And what these will do, when they hit the side of the tower pot, they'll twist, they'll twirl, they'll grip onto that tower pot. Brilliant root system there. All you've got to do with these is perhaps just for another couple of weeks, just keep them in at night in case we get any late frost. But we're almost at that point now where everything can go outside and you'll get these beautiful, fantastic results. And of course, if you grow them in a tower pot as well, you get 360 degrees of colour all the way round. And these flower and flower and flower. I don't think you need to bother deadheading these, really.
No pinching out, no deadheading.
No.
Just plant them and let them go. And actually, It was Ali G, wasn't it? It was Ali G who sent the pictures in the other day of hers in her tower pot. And it was 3 plug plants per tower pot. And that will cover that tower pot. So that's all I've done. I've ordered 1 pack. I've got 2 tower pots. 1 of each colour is going to go in that tower pot. I'm going to get so much. And they're really vigorous climbers. So it's going to be absolutely beautiful. Sean Ryan grew these as well. But his were climbing up a fence. Let's have a little look.
Hang on, what are you doing out here? Like, come and follow me. So this is a Thunbergia. I know it was Black-eyed Susan. These were 2 plug plants from YouGarden, and look what it's done in 1 season. That is amazing. And again, this is October, so it's going back a bit. But when you buy those plug plants, it's hard to believe that in 1 single season they'll cover a structure like this, and then all the way through the fence as well. I just adore it, and it is very, very vigorous. It's only a seasonal plant, but it is definitely worth it. And there's just 2 there. They've gone all the way over the fence. Well, actually, it's rather nice. Look, it's even making its way across the gravel. And we normally sell packs of 6 or 12 of these as well. So only 2 in this container, but they have done really well this summer.
So look, that's another lovely suggestion of how you can grow this. It will grip on, it'll climb up most things, and being an annual, it's nice and simple. Just let it grow, and then once the frost come, it'll die back down, and you can do that process all again next year when you buy some more. I think these are fantastic. I can't wait to grow them. It's 401394, the item number, £3 saving on there. Use your code to get that saving, and also to get your free postage as well. Another promotion onto the favourites table was the Lupin Gallery collection. And these are slightly shorter lupins, aren't they?
They are, yeah. These are more stout. So traditionally, the older varieties of lupins, they would blow over. They'd need staking. In the vast majority of cases, these won't. These are beautiful, fabulous colour mix on these. You've got that kind of soft reddish pink colour at the top. You've got that pure white. And then you've got the bicolour there with the purple and white as well. And lupins are fabulous. They're so evocative. You know, they remind so many people of their childhood. You know, your grandparents' garden. They're great for cottage gardens. They're loved by the pollinating insects. They're easy to grow. Once they're established, they'll come back year after year after year. All they really ask of is a nice bright sunny spot, a nice moisture retentive but well drained soil. You can grow them in the beds and borders. You can grow them in tubs if you want to as well. And the great secret with lupins is once the first flush of flowers is over, trim the plants down to about 6-7 inches or so. Give them a good drink, a liquid feed, something like a blooming fast if you can get hold of it. And then they'll reshoot and they'll give you a second flush of flower a little later in the summer, late summer into early autumn. But these are stunners, Bex, and they're so stunningly beautiful. And you can't really mistake a lupin for anything else, can you? They're one of those iconic kind of looking flowers.
Yeah, and it starts with that foliage as well, doesn't it? Which is really, you know, obviously a lupin, and then you just get these gorgeous sort of tall blooms coming out the top there. 3 9-centimetre pots, so 1 of each colour. Gorgeous colour combination there, and a half price deal with the £15 off. Use your offer code. You go to yougarden.com to place your order. It's really simple. You put all your items in your basket, and then when you go to view your basket, there will be a little box that says, do you have an offer code? That's where you enter that code YGTV1525. There's another box that says, do you have a voucher code? That's where you'll enter your vouchers. You know, the £20 worth of vouchers that get sent to you, or the P&P vouchers? That's the box you would put those ones into. So if you want to scroll through what we've got on the live today, you need to click onto that bit there where it says YGTV or YouGarden TV there, and then you can scroll down. This is where you watch the live shows via the website as well, by the way. Scroll down. These are all the items on the live today. So these are the ones that have got the free postage. Now, if you go in here and you haven't entered your code into your basket, I think we have, but if you haven't entered your code, it will show you the higher prices. So my recommendation is put something in your basket, anything, whether you're going to buy it or not, it doesn't matter. Just put it in your basket, enter the code YGTV1525. It changes every week, by the way, the code. And then you go back to that page, it'll show you all of the correct prices. So it's a really good way of shopping, so you know exactly what you're paying if you do it like that.
Can I ask you a quick question, Bex, put you on the spot? If you made a purchase one week, could you enter a £5 voucher and a £6 voucher for the P&P on the same order?
No, you can only
use
one
or the other?
So you can use your offer code and 1 voucher code.
Okay.
You can't use more than 1 voucher code in any one order.
Brilliant, thank you. Cheers.
There you go. Hello, everyone. everybody, by the way, I just want to say a quick. Neil, I'm so sorry. I think I missed your birthday, but everyone's wishing you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Neil.
Happy birthday to you, Neil. Neil's been with us from the beginning, so it's lovely to have you in here. Lots of love to you, Olwen. Went out for a meal with her daughter, but this was for the anniversary of her husband John passing, so sending you lots of love. I'm sure that is a really hard time for you. Elaine's got blackberries at the back of her fence. Amazing. Who was it that said they got flowers coming on their blueberries? I think that was Elaine as well, wasn't it? I want to say a quick hello to Mauricia. I hope I'm saying that right. She is new in the chat.
That's nice.
Hello, Mauricia.
Welcome, Mauricia.
She's also saying, I so love these beautiful items on this gardening site. Well, we so love you being here. So we're live, by the way, twice a week, Thursdays and Sunday mornings. And we do that every single week, bar a couple of weeks at Christmas. That's the only time we have off, but we are here every single week. Yeah, they've got to let us out occasionally, so we can get a little bit of sunshine every now and then. But if you'd love to, you know, come back and join us, you're more than welcome. And you can catch up on the shows anytime as well. If you go onto, either YouTube, Facebook, or the website, you can catch up. So if you can't watch live, you can always go back and watch them again. Naomi was asking, are the Lupins cat friendly? Naomi, I'm not sure actually.
I'm not 100% sure either. I got a feeling no.
I'm going to suggest no.
Shall I have a quick look?
Matt's having a look
looking
for us. I'm really good on the houseplants as to which ones are pet friendly and which ones aren't. I'm not so hot on all of the outdoor plants because there's millions of them. So there's only so much knowledge I can store in my brain, but we will certainly have a little look. Can be toxic to human and animals if ingested, according to Matt's research. But what we would always say is, please do your own research. Our pets are our family, so I don't want to be responsible for saying, no, this is fine, and it's not. So please have a little look for yourself as well.
One thing they are good for, lupins, as well, they're nitrogen fixers. So lupins will fix nitrogen into the soil around where they grow. So that's a good benefit from them as well. Yeah.
Look, there's lots of when we go into pet friendly and not pet friendly, it depends on your pet. I've got so many toxic plants in my garden, but my dogs don't chew them. So cats, I know, are a different story. It's up to you. Make your informed decisions. Right, let's move on, shall we? We've got the Lychnis next. This is called Cherry Bubbles, and this one's been really popular. We can see why, though, because it flowers for flipping ages.
It does flower for ages.
And it stays nice and compact.
And it's elegant. You know, it's really elegant. Look how beautiful that looks in that little flower pot there. So, you know, this is something you could actually grow this in a tiny pot. You could have it on your table, out in your garden. You could have it on your windowsill. You could grow a little line of these in a window box, for example, if you wanted to. You could grow them in beds and borders. Lovely for rockeries, lovely for gravel or scree gardens. All they ask of you, Lychnis, really, they like a really hot, sunny, well-drained soil. That's what they go for. And these will flower, as Beck said, for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. Semi-evergreen foliage as well. So even in the wintertime, you've got that little mound of foliage. And these little heads of flowers almost look like dianthus. They look like miniature pinks on the top of these stems. Lovely deep pink colour. Then you can see there, look, growing in a lovely little rock garden. Easy to grow. It will be adored by the pollinating insects, the bees, the butterflies. A great, sweet, beautiful little plant for the children to grow as well, to get your kids involved with. So, you know, try this one. It's one of those kind of ones I almost say pretty much, you know, plant it, love it, leave it. It doesn't need lots of fuss and hassle.
I like that saying.
Yeah, I would just deadhead
plant it, love it, leave it.
Just sort of deadhead the main stems of the finished flower, and it will throw up a few more stems. But it's just one of those fantastic plants that's easy to grow.
Really, really simple. 3 9cm pots there. Another half price deal. Use the code to get your savings and to get your free postage as well. Ellen was just saying in the chat that she's dug up her border so she can buy more plants. That is a classic, because that's something that we all start doing. I mean, I'm looking at the garden wondering how much of it I can dig up. However, I might be moving. We've accepted an offer on the house. Yay! I just need to find somewhere to move to. I haven't found one I like, but we have actually accepted an offer. So thanks, everybody.
That's good.
Thank you,
Brilliant,
Matt.
Bex.
Fingers crossed. I just need another £100,000. Has anybody got £100,000 they can lend me?
Should we crowdfund? We could crowdfund.
I've got, my mother would call it champagne taste and lemonade pockets. This is my problem. I want a big house and a big garden. So what do? Keep working.
There's nothing wrong with having high hopes, Bex. You've got to aim for the moon.
Exactly, that's my intention. Yeah. Right, let's move on to the Gaura. This is the siskiyou pink. You know how much, for those that are regulars, you know how much I fell in love with this plant last year. Oh, that's it. We just need to show you that. This is a beautiful, gorgeous, easy to grow plant that looks like dancing butterflies all over it.
Yeah, and easy is the word for this as well. I remember planting some of these in a customer's garden about 12, 15 years ago. I don't go there anymore because I've moved now, but they're still there because my brother looks after it. And every year they come back and they're in a really hot, sunny, well-drained position, and that's what they love. If you can give them that, they'll come back year after year after year. They are perennial. Once they start flowering, they'll flower for a good 4 or 5 months. They flower right up into the autumn, right up until the frosts. Even then, they kind of limp on a little bit of a few flowers on them. And you get colour from the foliage, you get colour from these continuous flowers. The pollinating insects absolutely love them. They absolutely adore them. So the sort of the butterflies, the bees will adore these. And that sort of Bex is a nice little tip for these as well. At the end of the summer, when they're finished flowering, what we both say is just trim off the dead flower heads, but leave all the foliage. Don't cut the foliage right down to ground level, because if you cut these right down to ground level, sometimes the frost and the rain can get into the stems, and and they don't come back very well. When you get to this time of year, look further down. You'll see those gorgeous little red shoots coming up. Trim the foliage off to above those red shoots, and they'll come back and they'll do this all over again. But if you want a perennial that is going to flower so easy, they grow on poor soil. Don't give them rich soil. If you give them rich soil, you get lots of leaves, few flowers. Put them in any poor soil, anywhere you like, as long as it's sunny and well drained, and year after year after year, you'll get these absolute clouds of fabulous pink, beautiful, stunning flowers.
Oh.
These are gorgeous. They come in white as well, but personally, I love the pink. The pink's my favourite.
It's my favourite as well. I adore it. 560898 is the item number. Another half-price deal. You're going to hear me saying this a lot throughout this live, because there's loads of them that are half price. Use the code down there, look, YGTV1525. That's how you get the savings and your free postage as well. We've brought you into the centre now. We've got some statement plants for your garden, and both of these, I've got both of these in my garden. I'm actually growing the torbay dazzler in a pot, in a container. Everything I'm doing at the moment is container gardening because I want to take it with me. This is a stunner, isn't it? You've got to look at the colours on the foliage here.
Yeah, this is amazing, Bex. And also this one in the middle, right in the middle, when you look in the middle, the leaves start with a lovely sort of reddish colour right in the middle there as well, which is just absolutely beautiful. You can just sort of see into the leaves there. And then you get these lovely margins, these lovely creamy margins along the edge as well. And this is a statement plant. What you see here is what you're going to get. So this is going to come out the box. I think when they send them... They
normally tie them,
yeah, they sort of wrap them up, and that to me adds to the surprise of it, because it comes like this, and you do that.
Woo!
And it just opens up like a firework,
yeah.
and you've got that 360-degree band of leaves there as well. Look, that is even better there. Close up, you saw the red of those new leaves in the middle. You've got the creams on the edge. This is a statement plant. This is a fantastic plant for a pot or a container. You could grow it in the middle of the lawn, for example. They look fantastic with summer bedding around them. And what it eventually does, it starts to form a trunk. And don't panic with these if you start to see the lower leaves turn yellow. That is completely natural. As they progress, the lower leaves start to turn yellow. Just pull those leaves down gently. They'll come away from the stem, and you end up with like a false palm effect. And eventually, they can flower for you as well.
Yeah, I can't wait. Mine's pretty new. I've only had it about 6 months, but I'm loving it. I've got another one that is more mature, and it's got that trunk that Adam was talking about. So it's probably about a foot tall on the trunk, and then you've got that lovely firework display of the foliage coming off the top. A couple of pounds saving off there. What you see is what you get. £15.29 in the club, of course, free postage as long as you're using the code. I've got another saying for you here, Simon. I like your style. I work on the theory, see it, like it, buy it, and then find it at home. We all do that, don't we? Right, so 680236 for the... that thing, Cordyline. Now we're going to show you another one I've got in my garden, which is the Salix flamingo willow, and this is the Hakuro Nishiki, but it's been grafted onto this stem here, so this one isn't going to get too tall. No. But the firework display that you get from the foliage is incredible. Yeah, I mean, who needs flowers? Who needs petals? Because with this, that shrimp-coloured, flamingo-coloured foliage is just phenomenal on these. You get creams, you get pinks. Phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, no, Matt, we can't keep doing this because we had... Matt and I had this thing yesterday. Once we started singing it, we had to get to the end. It's like when you pop... Do you know, like when you pop one of those sweets in your mouth and you've just got to chew it?
You can't resist doing it. He does that with a tune. But yeah, these are brilliant. My brother's got one of these. He's had one of these in his front garden for years, and it is absolutely spectacular. He trims it into sort of a nice round shape. You don't have to do that. You can leave it to be more natural if you want to. These are tough plants as well. They'll come back year after year after year. Once they're established, they're pretty drought tolerant. They do quite well in sort of a windy position. I've seen them grow practically anywhere, really. Sandy soils, clay soils. They're really not fussed. But what you do get on these, the best coloured foliage is from the new foliage. So if you can encourage new foliage, you will get those pinks, you get those creams, you just get those stunning colours. And one final thing to say as well, if you ever see a little shoot coming along the bottom part here, just grub that off with your fingernail. Just scrape that off, because
don't cut it.
No, don't cut it.
I mean, you can cut it but then rub the knob.
Yeah, just rub it off, because this bottom bit is not
like
this. This bottom bit is just a normal kind of willow. This bit on the top is the bit you want to keep. It's because it's grafted.
It's grafted, did you know?
Witchcraft, Stu calls that. Witchcraft.
510192 is the item number. Oh, apparently we're going to go and see me on the nursery. Let's have a little look. And here we are on the nursery, and this is the Salix Flamingo Standard. It's absolutely beautiful. Look how straight and gorgeous that stem is. And of course, you get this firework display up at the top with this foliage. You've got variegation. There's greens, there's creams, but it's this beautiful flamingo pink that you get on here that make this one of the most standout and ornamental trees that you can have in your garden. And the best thing about it is they're so easy to look after. This is definitely a thrive on neglect plant. It is deciduous, so it will drop its leaves, but it bursts into life in springtime, and it is a standout plant in your garden all the way through spring, all the way through summer, and into autumn as well. Totally winter hardy and not fussy on soil type. Hello. Just checking out your pictures, everybody. I'm going to be showing those in a moment. Elaine, Dingo, Philip, Neil, Penny, Ali G. Thank you for sending all your pictures. I'm dead excited to show you those. But that was the Salix Flamingo Willow Standard 510192 in the 3 litre pot. You'll have that in your garden for ages, and it's so tough, so easy. Dead simple, that one, but quite a statement plant. You could grow it in a pot as well if you want to. You don't have to put it in any borders. It's £21.24 if you use the code, and you will get free postage on there as well. That's if you're in the club as well, by the way. Now then, you are going to need to stock up on your compost. Who's placed an order this week? Yep, I went through 2 bags. I've just ordered another 2 bags. I should have probably just ordered 4, but I'm stupid. I like to keep the delivery drivers in business. Now, this is the compost that's going to turn you from a good gardener or a beginner gardener or a great gardener into a flippin' fantastic gardener, because it's packed with goodness. New people. Marisia, Naomi, we're going to turn you into compost snobs. This is the compost that you need. It is, and I'm going to be using a couple of bags of this over the next couple of days, because in my greenhouse I've got trades of seedlings. Lovely seedlings all need to be transplanted. I'm going to put them into 9cm pots, and I'm going to use this compost for loads of different reasons. Firstly, it's a peat reduced compost, but the peat we do use, part of that is renewable, made from sphagnum moss. Then what we've got that composted wood fibre. It does lots of things, but particularly it keeps the compost nice and open and airy. It lets the water percolate down through it. It lets the air get down to the roots. And if you're just a tiny plug plant, if you're a seed, if you're a cutting, it allows you to form that brilliant root system. It's got a wetting agent in it as well. In fact, this compost today is feeling really, really quite moist because we've watered it. It dries out under the lights, but when we water it, it doesn't run straight off and all just go over the side, because it's got a wetting agent in it as well. It makes it hydrophilic. It wants to absorb the moisture. That's really, really important. But when we were talking about those roots a moment ago, when those roots do make their way into this compost, well, the compost kind of holds their hand, or holds their roots, if you like, because it feeds them. It feeds those plants for up to 6 months, which is really, really good. So they're being sort of given the water they need, they've been given the feed they need, they've been given the air they need at the roots. So you're going to get plants with a root system like that, not kind of that inferior root system at the base there. And a plant with a healthy root system, it's like with your children or your grandchildren, you give them really good food, you know, you give them all the best kind of food, they get strong. Same with your plants, you give them that good start, they're going to get disease resistance, you're going to get more fruit, more vegetables, more flowers. And also, another thing about this compost, it's got that nice pH balance. It's not too alkaline, it's not too acid. A
comes in these plain bags because we don't need to put all fancy nonsense on the bag. And also, yeah, the value's in the bag, not on the bag, as Stu always says. And it's one of our, well, I would say the most 5-star rated product we do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the item that we actually sell the most of here at YouGarden. Everybody needs compost and everybody needs the best compost. It is false economy to buy cheap compost. It really is. If you want the best compost and the best plants, the biggest flowers, the most, you know, the largest fruit and veg crops, then honestly, this is the one to use. So many people tell us that they get amazing results and they get it so very quickly. So 100125 is the item number. Use the code to get the saving. It gets delivered direct to your door. There's nothing more annoying than going and buying compost. They're heavy, they're wet, the bag splits in the back of your car, you get a wonky trolley. It's so much easier just to get it delivered direct to your door. Stock up on this, because I promise you, once you use it, you're never going to go back to using that other compost. 100125 is the item number. I'm going to give you a quick reminder of some of the items you've seen already. So if you want to make a little list, jot down the item numbers. But we've still got lots to show you. We're here till 12:30. So stick around. We've still got lots to bring you. We're starting off with that wonderful blueberry planter deal, where you're getting the 3 varieties, the early, the mid and the late cropping variety, extending that blueberry cropping season. Plus, you're going to get 3 25-centimetre planters to put them in. The only thing you really need to add to that is some ericaceous compost. 310190 is the item number. Huge saving on that as well. £37 off. But use the code to get that saving and to get the free postage as well, please. Next up, we have got... the Blackberry. Yes, Blackberry Cascade. A compact but also thorn-free variety of blackberry. Blackberry. Now this is just clever breeding. It's amazing what plant breeders can do, where they, you know, take the bad parts of the plant and remove it and leave you with just the good bits. So great big rambling blackberry bushes, they take over your garden. This one is not going to, it stays really compact. You can even plant this into hanging baskets and have a, you know, a gorgeous plant there that once this gets going, this can produce up to 1 kilo of fruit per plant. You're getting 3 9-centimetre pots. It's better than half price here. £17 off that and free postage using that code YGTV1525. Thunbergia went in my basket this week. I hope it's gone into yours as well, because these are vigorous climbing plants. You can grow them in a tower pot, which is what I'm doing. You could grow them up structures against a wall or a fence. They naturally grab on. They've got these like twisting vine type things where they will actually grab on to structures to climb up, and you get that lovely mix of colour in there as well. They're known as Black-Eyed Susan because of that gorgeous dark centre that they've got. 401394 is the item number, and there is a £3 saving on there as well, bringing the club price down to £11.89. And if you want the tower pots to go with it, then we have got one here for you. It's £24.99, but £21.24 in the club. So this is great for all your climbing plants. I've got 5 of them. Amanda's got 8 of them. I know there's loads of you in the chat that have these. And if you want to go for the twin pack, this is where you get the best deals. That's mine, by the way, in my garden. That was the wisteria. It was in September after the flowers are gone, and that was the first year I planted that wisteria. It covered that tower pot. But of course, it still looks attractive in winter when that plant loses its leaves, because it's got this lovely brushed gold finish to it. But best value in the twin pack, 130477 is the item number. Lupins were next. So this is the gallery collection. Gorgeous lupins, but shorter. So this is perfect for all gardens, but particularly smaller spaces, because you don't want maybe more vigorous, sort of more tall plants growing. These could even be grown in pots as well if you want to. 560709 on that one, and it is another half price deal there. £12.72 in the club. Free postage on everything that you buy from the potting shed. Unfortunately, if you go to the website, you will pay postage. This is the best way to shop on YouGarden, by watching YGTV. Next, we've got the cherry bubbles, 561167. So you're getting 3 9-centimetre pots here, a half price deal. And this one flowers, I mean, all summer basically. It's in bloom right now. There's multiple flower stems on there, and it's just going to keep going right the way through to the end of summer. A bit of deadheading. Put them in pots, put them in borders, put them in, you know, your rockeries. It's a perfect rockery plant. 561167 is the item number on that one. And then we had, oh yes, I adore Gaura. The siskiyou pink is so beautiful. It flowers again really long time, but it's, I mean, the dancing little flowers up at the top there that look like, I don't know, gorgeous birds of paradise or little butterflies or something. That is really beautiful. But the foliage is really interesting. You've got these sort of red stems and you've got burgundy coloured foliage as well as green coloured foliage. It's a real journey you go on from the base of that plant to the tip of it, and that's what I really like about it. Reaches about 60 centimetres in height, I think, is that's going to get to. So lovely sort of sunny border towards the middle or the back. That's going to be the perfect place. £12.72 is your club price because you've got a half price deal on that one as well. 560898. The blueberry planters again. So we had the 3 9-centimetre pots. We've got the early, the mid and the late cropping. So it extends your blueberry cropping season. Rather than getting blueberries for 2 or 3 weeks of the year, you're going to get blueberries for a couple of months of the summer because they crop at just slightly different times. I planted them in April last year. They grew pretty big in that 1 year. This year I've got hundreds of flowers on those plants. So don't expect too many blueberries in the first year, maybe a couple. It's the second year, that's when these really get going. So it's well worth doing. Plus you're getting the planters to put them in as well. Huge saving, £35 off. Discount club price is £16.95. That's a flipping awesome deal, honestly. All you've got to do is add your compost in and make sure it's ericaceous, please. They don't want to be in our compost. They want to be in that ericaceous compost. They're acid loving. 310190 is the item number for that one. The torbay dazzler was up next, and Cordylines are fantastic. I really enjoy Cordylines because they add contrast, they add structure, they add architecture, they add height actually to borders, and you can pot grow these as well. A pair of these, one in a pot either side of your front door, back door, something like that. An urn planter, they look particularly good in urn planters for some reason. And then you can underplant them as well with, you know, summer bedding, winter bedding. They're evergreen, so they're all year round, really easy to look after. And this is why they're one of my favourite plants that, to have in the garden. It's to do with that contrast, really. This one's a particularly beautiful variety with its, you know, variegated stems there. 680236 is the item number. £2 saving there, bringing your discount club price down to £15.29. Oh, yeah. I love being in here because I go, I've got this one, I've got this one, I've got this one. Honestly, I've got this one. I mean, I did inherit mine, and it is beautiful. I do love it. It's been in my garden for over 10 years now, and the display this gives every year for very little maintenance. I prune once a year, though I missed my pruning this year, so it's gone a year without pruning. Never mind, I'll do it next year. It's going to look amazing with that lovely foliage, of course called the flamingo, because you get the pink tones on there as well. It's an outstanding feature plant in your garden. Sometimes it's all about foliage. It doesn't have to be about flowers. And when it comes to this plant, it's definitely all about the foliage. £21.24 is your discount club price. Please use your code. Always, I know I say it multiple times. I'm sorry if I bore you, but it is important. That's what gives you your savings and your free postage. So for any new viewers, YGTV 1525, go to YouGarden.com to place that offer code into your basket. That's how you get your savings. And also make sure you join the club, because that's how you get the discount price there. Compost! Of course you need to get your compost. I stocked up again this week, went through 2 bags last week, so I've ordered another 2 bags for this week. So it's the best compost. It really, really is. Olwen, I always quote Olwen here. She calls it her gold medal compost. Elaine constantly, all our regulars, they know how good this is. They're always coming in and saying how fantastic this compost is and how they get really amazing results from it. So not all composts are made equal. I promise you that. There are some rubbish composts out there. It's false economy to buy a cheap compost. You spend plenty of money on your plants, don't you? You want to ensure their success. Now, one of the best ways you can ensure their success is by using the right compost. Obviously, you've still got to take care of them, but using the right compost is going to make the biggest difference. 100125 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. 2 50-litre bags, 100 litres in total, delivered direct to your door with no postage attached, as long as you use that code YGTV1525.
Do you know those Gauras you love?
Yeah.
They've changed the name.
What are they?
They're now called Enothera.
Enothera?
Yeah, like evening primrose. I was saying this to Matt yesterday.
Why do they change names all the time? It's so annoying.
Oh, in the last 10 years, there's barely any plant that's kept the same name. Yeah, so soon we'll be calling them Enothera lindheimeri, not Gaura.
I don't want to change that name.
And rosemary officinalis is now changed to Salvia officinalis.
Oh, shut up.
No, yeah, officially it's no
It's rosemary.
No, it's now been reclassified as a salvia. This is going to happen a lot. We're going to see this a lot because they're genetically fingerprinting all the plants and they're realising that,
Who's they? Who's responsible for this?
There's an international organisation based in Slovakia that kind of decide all these things.
We need to go and visit them and tell them they're being stupid.
But I just thought I'd throw that in, you know.
David, Amanda on Facebook, hello. How are you? Thanks for joining us, of course. We don't forget our friends on Facebook as well. I know I do reference YouTube a lot, apologies, but it's only because I've got the YouTube feed. But Matt is checking the Facebook chat as well, so if you want to join in the conversations there, you are more than welcome. Matt, can I please do some pictures? Thank you, my lovely, because they're flying in. So, I'm going to start with the lovely Ali G, because she's always the first in. So we're going to show some Ali G pictures as soon as this connects. It's because I took over with my phone, isn't it? There we go. All right, so Ali G, a few plants looking good in our garden at the moment. Photos were taken yesterday. Ah, yeah, the pansies are looking so good at the moment, aren't they?
That's cheery. Look at that.
I love pansies. Those lovely little happy faces. Oh, God, I love a pansy. Right, so, oh my word, what has she got going here? I recognise that foliage. Is that the...
Oh, that...
Oh, I don't know. I can see that there's strawberries in the Durham planters there. This picture's slightly wonky. It should be that way around.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, there's something a bit. Yeah, there's something not quite right about this picture. I'm getting a bit.
It's going that way, my love. Can you, if you turn your head that way, like that?
That's
what it looks like.
Is that a peony? That's a peony.
Is it?
That's a peony. Yeah, the green one's a peony.
All right.
And the other one looks a bit like a sambucus leaf.
I like it. It's looking good, anyway.
Good, yeah, I like the contrast of colours there, actually. Good contrast.
Listen again. Ali G, check this out. Right, she's got tulips growing there. She's got a lovely Nandina firepower over here. That's the Azalea.
Oh, yes.
The pink one.
Yeah, another one you mean.
I got it. That one. The one with the really unusual petals. Pink fiery one. Oh.
Not pink spider, it's the other one,
No,
isn't
it's the other one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can't remember it.
I'm glad that's happened to you as well as
Always.
me. That's reassuring.
Looking good though, Ali G. Thank you so much for sending those pictures in. Right, Penny, we got to say happy birthday to Daisy, who decided to photobomb the picture, because Daisy is a year old. Woo-hoo!
Oh, is this Daisy here?
This is Daisy.
Oh, she is divine.
Isn't she lovely?
Oh, look at that coat.
Looks like she's just had a little trim as well.
Yeah, oh, she's beautiful. I love dogs. She's stunning.
It's nice to see that, but obviously we've also got the wonderful magnolia here as well.
Yeah, that's Stellata.
That's the... I did a video on this the other day.
Stellata.
Stellata, thank
Stellata.
you.
Yeah.
Looking beautiful there, well done.
They're stunning. I love the Stellatas. They're one of my favourites.
Oh, and then she's got all of her pots out the front with all of her daffs and her tulips and things in. She's got... See, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that structure, the contrast with the cordylines that she's got going on.
I think that's
behind all of that
dazzlers.
foliage.
But no, the two either side, they look like a bit...
No, that's a green one. That one could be.
Yeah. I think the green one's torbay dazzler.
I reckon so.
Oh, the red one. Oh, there's two or three that are that colour, aren't there?
Looking good, though.
Sort of pinky colour.
Love that, Penny. Well done. I got loads and loads of pictures to do. Two more. I'm allowed two more, and then we'll come back later. So Dingo, morning Bex and Adam, putting to good use old pond pressure filters, planted strawberries in them. I love this, Dingo. You're quite good at recycling stuff, aren't you? So there he's got his strawberries in there, and that wonderful Acer just creeping into shot there, doing a little photo.
Lovely, isn't it great to see everything coming into leaf now? Everything's breaking out, all the potential.
My Acers are just starting to open up.
Yeah. We've had some stunning Acers on the show actually.
Right,
as well.
good. I'm glad we're allowed to show this one because Philip. I planted this as well. Hang on 1 second, sorry. So, good morning all. This is my flowering almond bare root. Good morning all. This is my flowering almond bare rooted last year, looking awesome this year. So, I think you're saying you planted it last year. Is that the Prunus triloba, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the triloba. Yeah, it looks like triloba.
I've just done so many videos on this because I did exactly the same, Philip. I planted this. pressed the wrong button, sorry.
I saw a lovely video of you the other day, and it was behind you when you were showing something. It looked amazing.
It's such a beautiful plant. We're out of stock at the moment, unfortunately, but it'll be back in autumn. That one is a beautiful one. So thank you very much. Elaine, Neil, Eleanor, Olwyn, Alison. Alison wants help.
What do you need? What do you need help with?
She's saying, please can I ask if you have any tips on how to stop the birds digging up our pots? It's not now and again, it's constantly, and our garden is all pots.
It's blackbirds, they're the worst ones. They do it in my garden.
They're
they pick out all the compost. Sometimes you can make like little chicken wire kind of hats to go over the top. You just need to create a physical barrier at the end of the day just to sort of keep them at bay. Or what you could do, you could put lots of stones over the top of the gravel, some chip-ins and stones, so they can't see the soil.
Yeah, I think that, because I have the same problem, unfortunately. They do go and dig in there. Stones definitely makes a difference. The pots that I've got the stones on, they don't tend to go for. The ones where it's just strulch or it's just compost, they will dig into those. So have a little look. It is a pain in the bum.
So for this next item, you're going to stand here and I'm going to stand there. And yeah, there's a good reason for this.
There is a good reason.
There's a very good reason.
Can you grab my phone, because I want to show my pictures?
I'll get your phone, because this lady is the tuberose queen. That's why I've stepped out.
Thank you, Adam. No, I love this. This is one of my favourite things because I actually got these to grow. Now, they're not the easiest, but you can do it. If I can, you definitely can. So these come to you as bulbs, and all you've got to do is plant these into some pots, but plant them shallow in the pots, OK? You're going to get this beautiful flower from these. This beautiful, fragrant, scented, gorgeous flower from these. Now, I'll show you, I'll take you on the journey, if I might, Matt. So I planted them up into the 9-centimetre pots, and this is what they were like on my windowsill about this time last year. Neck of the plant sitting out, of the bulb sitting out the top of the pot. Now, I kept them watered just a little bit, not too much. And then it took 6 weeks. 6 weeks later, I started seeing some green growth. If you come back, Matt, I'll show them the next one. So it was 6 weeks later, this is what I started seeing on there, was just that little bit of green growth. Now, I will admit, not every single one took. Okay. I did lose a few, but I got loads. Now, this is the flower that it created. Wow. Just before those buds opened. They have this wonderful blush pink colour to them. They reach about 50-60 centimetres in height. The foliage is down the base. It doesn't obscure the plant whatsoever. Can you see I've got Metraclospermum star jasmine behind it as well?
Yeah.
The fragrance in my garden was incredible.
Yeah, full-on fragrance there.
And then it opens up to this beauty here. Now, this picture was taken at night time after I'd had a little glass of wine, but the reason I took that picture at night time is because the fragrance gets even more intense in the evening. It's sweet, it's heady, it's beautiful, it's used in perfumes. It is such a glorious, glorious scent to them. Now, these are tender perennials, so you can get them to come back next year. And what I'll show you next is I moved the pot indoors over winter, and this is what my tuberose pot is looking like now. So I tidied it all up, got rid of all the leaves. Actually, it's come on a little bit more. I've clearly got some videos I have not filed away. I was telling Adam how good I am at filing my videos, and I know that I've got a more recent video. But that was just on the 28th of March, and every single one of those that I overwintered is starting to come back. So fingers crossed, I'm going to get those gorgeous flowers again this year.
That's brilliant, Bex. I mean, that is seriously
impressive. Sorry if I took up too much time there, but they are so good.
And I think you nailed it there in that the secret to get these started is warmth, isn't it? It's consistent warmth and moisture.
And I think that's where I went wrong last year. I had them in my conservatory, which was really nice and warm in the daytime, but the temperatures dropped in the evenings. So actually what I would recommend is, if you've got a heated greenhouse where you can keep it warm in the evenings, that would be fine. But if I start any more off again, I will be doing it on a windowsill in the house rather than in the conservatory or the greenhouse. Yeah. Because I think that's why I lost a couple of the bulbs. 10 bulbs you get in total, by the way, £2 saving there. It's not too late to get these started. It'll take, because they're late flowering, they come at the end of summer as well. So you've got plenty of time to get these started. About 6 weeks is what I will say before you start seeing that green growth coming through there.
But what a real treat at the end of the summer to get those.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The fragrance is, I can't even describe it to you. It is so fragrant. They use tuberose in perfumes because it's such a fragrant plant, and it was definitely one of my pat myself on the back moments to get those flowering. Loved it.
Well, talking end of summer flowers as well.
Yeah,
Nerines.
these are a great combo, actually.
Yeah, because Nerines, they will flower for you August, September, right into October. And they're very similar to what Bex mentioned about the Tuberose as well, because these like to be planted shallow. They like the neck of the bulb protruding above the soil. They love a really hot, sunny position. You know, like the flag irises, they like that hot, sunny position where they like the rhizomes to get baked. The same with these. The bulbs, they like to get baked. So if you can plant these in a really hot, sunny, well-drained position, they love sandy soil, gravity soil, stony soils. Where I live in Norfolk, you see them all over the place. We've got so much sandy soil around there. They go berserk. They love it. Fantastic in pots. You can grow them in pots and containers if you've got heavy soil. But this is really nice because you've got a great mix here. Years ago, they used to just be sort of pink. You used to just see pink, not many other colours. Now we've got the dark pinks, the light pinks, the mid pinks. We've got some that are sort of a white colour as well. So you've got this great hybridisers mix here of all these lovely shades of red and pink and white. And these flower for a long, long time. Once they come up, you know, a good 6 weeks, even a couple of months, these will stay in flower for. I was looking after, well, actually not looking after, we were revamping an old garden in Ipswich last year, and even when we were there in November, there were still a few stems of these left with just a few flowers left on them. And once they become established, they will double up, they will spread, they will increase. Eventually you can lift and divide them and get more plants. But as I say, providing you just hit that right spot, super sunny, well-drained, super well-drained soil, you will get these beautiful flowers. And the great thing about these bulbs is they come right at the end of the summer, a bit like Bex said about the Tuberose. So when so many other summer bulbs have finished, these take up the display. And if you go around places like Norfolk, Suffolk, sometimes the West Country, you'll see these, and these are hardy bulbs. You know, they will survive most positions, but they just look amazing at that sort of late time of year.
And a lovely colour mix. It's a new colour mix actually we've got with this pack of bulbs for this year. The bulbs are quite chunky, big like the Tuberose, and they don't want to go too deep either, do they?
They like their necks kind of just above the soil level.
So very similar for both of those. 630211 is the item number for the Nerines. Next we've got the Anagallis. Oh, bright blue flowers. That colour that you're seeing on that board there, that is a true royal blue, and that's the colour you're going to get from these. Yeah,
and there's been a bit of a kind of a blue theme lately because, you know, Stu kind of mentioned recently blue is quite an unusual colour for us in the garden in the UK, and we've had 3 or 4 stunning blue plants for you, and this one is just keeping that going. Yeah, Anagallis, the skylover blue pimpernel. We all, most of us know the scarlet pimpernel we see growing wild as a beautiful wild flower. This has the same kind of habit. This is low growing, it's sprawling, it's spreading. It looks gorgeous in hanging baskets. It looks good in beds and borders, providing it's at the front and got sunshine. You can grow it in gravel. If you've got an old patio that's looking a little bit sad and you've got a few broken paving stones, you could plant it between them and it will kind of spread and just look really beautiful in the sunshine. Now, just a little thing to say about this. They do, sometimes they say it's like what we call a half-hardy perennial, which basically means in a really, really mild area, it will get through the winter and it will come back next year. But Bex and I have been saying, ultimately, treat this as an annual, treat this as a bedding plant, and if it does get through, it's a bonus, and if it doesn't, you're not going to be disappointed. But, you know, you won't be disappointed with it this year, because if you want something really, really blue, truly, not purple, not mauve, not lilac, blue, proper blue.
Actual blue.
Actual blue, and they've got these beautiful little yellow centres with the gorgeous stamens, really superb plants there in these new strips that we've got. I mean, look how well grown on they are already, and you can get these outside in another couple of weeks' time, and they'll start flowering really soon, and they'll keep going right up until the autumn.
Wow, look at that root.
That is just superb, isn't it? I mean, and
look at
again,
the size of those.
Grown in our professional compost. That's why you get that kind of root system. And you know, you're doing that squeeze and tease thing now, Bex, where
nice
Bex,
and gentle.
Yeah, nice and gentle. Bex is basically just spreading those roots out a little bit. So when you plant it, rather than the roots just keep going round and round on themselves, they'll spread out sideways. That's the way the plant will get established. It can absorb the nutrients. It can absorb the moisture. And like all plants like this, if you're going to grow them in pots and containers and things like that, also feed really, really well. Our blooming fast is fantastic if you can get hold of it. We're having some supply issues at the moment, but anything like that would be brilliant. But if you want to grow something truly blue, really different, a bit of an eye catcher, because people will ask you what this is, and you'll be able to say, well, it's Anagallis. I got it from YouGarden, and it's stunningly beautiful.
For 80977 is the item number if you'd like to go for that. You're going to get 6 of those plug plants included. 1104 is your discount club price on there. Moving on. Oh, you all know this, don't you? Anybody brand new, you want to pay attention. This is the 30 years of Surfinia petunia collection. Surfinia is the best petunia. It's the petunia that all petunias want to be.
Well, there's certain iconic things in the world, isn't there? If you think of jeans, you'll think of a certain kind of thing.
Levi's.
If you think of a fizzy drink, you'll think of
Coca-Cola.
Exactly, really iconic thing. You know, all these different things are now are iconic. Well, the Surfinias are iconic, and the reason they are is because when this Surfinia was bred about 30 years ago, it just created a storm. It created a massive excitement because all of a sudden hanging baskets became supersized. They became smothered in flower. And all of a sudden, the hanging baskets weren't just kind of trailing gently over the side. All of a sudden, you could have a hanging basket with petunias trailing down a metre and a half, hundreds and hundreds of flowers per plant in gorgeous shades of reds and sometimes yellows and whites and purples and fragrance as well. These have got a lovely soft fragrance to them. You can do what they've done here. You can coordinate. You can have sort of separate colours in separate baskets, or you can mix, as you saw in the previous picture. And by the way, all our boxes, when they arrive, what you'll notice on the boxes, there's some letters that are embossed on the base here, and they correspond with a little index on the side, so you know exactly which plant is which. So when you get mixed colours, pay attention to that before you whip them out the box, otherwise you won't know which colour's which. But as Bex pointed out a moment ago, the Anagallis, look at the roots. I mean, fabulous root systems on these, really, really healthy growing on plants. In a couple of weeks' time, these can go outside into your hanging baskets, and for months on end, right up until the autumn, you're going to have those absolutely mind-blowingly impressive hanging baskets.
Amazing. 400881 is the item number. £5 saving on there. Use the code to get your saving. It also gives you your free postage as well. I just want to jump into this chat, please, because there's loads and loads of questions coming through. I say that and now I've forgotten where I'm going. Naomi says, my mum told me to add coconut coir to all my compost, so it's 50-50. Is that right? It depends on your compost, I suppose, but
you don't add it to ours. It definitely doesn't need it. And also, you know, sometimes people talk about coir as being a good alternative to peat-based, but you see, coir comes from coconuts, and most of the coir comes from coconuts grown in Sri Lanka and India. It takes a lot of processing to create coir, then it's transported halfway across the planet. So sometimes you have to weigh things up a little bit.
Yeah, so it's certainly not necessary in ours at all.
And not without our compost. What's in our compost is all you need. You don't need to add anything to our compost.
Caroline said, I had 2 delivered this week. I think this is about the compost. I had 2 delivered this week. They were supposed to be for my tomatoes in the greenhouse, but never got further than the plants just outside the back door. Likewise, I should have ordered more. It's the same old story, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Did you say, Matt, as well, was it Naomi who said, how does she email in, or are you emailing pictures?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the details are on the bottom, Naomi, ygtv@YouGarden.com. That's where you're going to send your pictures to. Caroline's, oh no, she's done that one. Elaine says, I've got to order more plants. My son keeps nicking plants for his garden.
Well, and isn't that lovely? Her son.
That's great.
To think her son's now getting involved with gardening, that's brilliant.
Would you plant all 3 blueberries in the same pot? No, Naomi, definitely not. Plant them in individual pots. They'll get big, and they'll get big quick. So they want a bit of space, so go for separate pots.
And use ericaceous compost for those as well. That's important.
Matt's just commented, I must admit I've borrowed some plants from my parents over the year too. Waiting for my lobelia and balcony geranium to be delivered this week, says Alwyn. Eleanor, bless you. My dad has unfortunately gone into home as he has end-stage dementia and broke his hip. Everything in his garden will be coming with me. I'm sorry to hear that, Eleanor. That's hard. It's
nice you can have that memory, though, of the plants.
Yeah.
So you're going to keep those plants going, and that's beautiful. That's nice.
Right, any more questions? I'm sure there were some more questions. Naomi, that was it. Where do send photos to? She's done that. And Eleanor was saying, I feed the birds and they don't dig in my pots anymore. That can definitely make a difference. If you actually create a bird feeding station, then they're not digging in your pots for food. So that can help as well if you can get into feeding the birds.
It's almost like you're sort of detracting them, aren't you, from one place to another.
Absolutely.
But talking about keeping plants for a long time, Matt yesterday said he got a yucca back in 2011.
Right.
And he's still got it going now.
Well done,
all these
Matt.
years on.
So Matt has just joined us. How long have you been with us, Matt? 3 weeks? About 3 weeks in the potting shed. We worked with Matt on the previous shopping channel, so we know him. But he dabbles in gardening. He's not massively into it, but he's gonna be. I can already tell the difference after just being here for 3 weeks, like the way he's talking about plants and how he's recognising stuff. So we're going to turn him into a gardener. You need to help us though, guys, all right? Right, let's move on, shall we? Last item on this table, it's the Azalea japonica orange. This is the 3 9cm pots. Oh my word, it's another half price deal. Half price for these, and just check it out. The colour of the flowers you're going to get on here. Yeah. The most dazzling shade of orange.
They are. I'm just going to say
this one's slightly more red. In fact,
we need to change this picture.
Yeah, it's a bit too orange, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is one of the deciduous azaleas, yes, not evergreen. So yeah, ignore that picture a little bit behind. You know, the real deal is what Bex is showing you here. This is the actual colour. These are really gorgeous red, beautiful. I mean, I think they're more red than orange, personally.
They are, aren't they?
But they're stunning, and these are evergreen as well. These Japanese azaleas, they're evergreen, so they look good all the year through. The leaves have a lovely, beautiful bronzy colour. Fabulous root system as well. Really well established root system on those. And these will get bigger and bigger gradually. These are not, you know, these are not going to grow away really, really quick. These are going to grow nice and slowly, and they sort of grow upwards, but also they kind of tear outwards a little bit as well.
And they grow in such a way that they don't really need pruning, do they? They're so slow growing, and they form these wonderful, neat mounds. The foliage sort of covers it, and then when the flowers come, the flowers cover the foliage.
They do, and they are real, you know, real dazzling, the flowers, dazzling, gorgeous flowers. Just a little quick thing to say as well, if you've already got things like that grown in your garden and they're happy, these can go straight in the ground. If you haven't and you want to grow these, grow them in a container with ericaceous compost.
Yeah, ericaceous, these are the ones that need acid soil. So half price deal, $17.97, $15.27 if you're a club member. Use the code to get your saving, and use your code to get the free postage as well. We're bringing you on to our deal of the week. Oh, no, we're going over this way. Sorry. We're coming up to the deal of the week in a little while. We're going over to the blackberries, first of all. We're going back over to our favourites table. This is the Blackberry Cascade, where you're going to get 3 of the 9cm pots included in here. £17 saving. It's £11.02 in the club. Use your offer code to get your discounts, to get your savings. £11.02 is the price on there. Next up is the Thunbergia. So you've got the Sunny Mix, 6 plug plants included here, £3 saving. Now 3 plants will fill a tower pot. If you're wondering how much space that is, I'll show you the tower pot when you come back, just so that you can see the sort of size I'm talking about. I've bought 1 pack of these, and I've got 2 tower pots to fill. They are vigorous climbers, so listen, buy as many as you like, but you don't need to get too many, basically. 401394 is your item number. You're going to save £3 on that one. And the blueberry planter deal, those are 3 9cm pots you're getting here, an early, a mid and a late cropping variety. Extend your blueberry cropping season. Get those 3, they come with, I should say, 25cm planters, which are actually a decent size. You could put them in there, certainly for the first year, maybe 2, then I think they'd probably outgrow it from that point. But at least you've got those pots to get them started. All you need to add to that is an order of ericaceous compost. I think a 60-litre bag would be fine for those 3 25cm planters, and then you can get going. The other top tip is use rainwater, not tap water, when you are watering your blueberries. So just to give you an idea, that's the size of a tower pot, and you need 3 of those Thunbergia plug plants per tower pot.
120 degrees apart.
120 degrees apart?
Around the edge, yeah.
One round, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That makes 360, doesn't it? I had to do the maths then. 12, 24, 36. Look, maths isn't my forte, all right?
I'm with you on that, Bex. Like, when we do that follows thing on there sometimes. Like,
you have to do the quick maths.
Yeah, sometimes straight away, other times it's like, ooh.
Doesn't work.
If it's an odd number, it can be difficult.
Right, well, we're going to move on to our deal of the week. Deal of the week. It's the Callistemon bottle brush plant, but this is not just any Callistemon. This is the standard Callistemon. Nope, hang on. We got the wrong one.
Oh, we're going that way. Citrinus.
It's all right. I spotted it. It's all good.
So tree, well, I mean, it's equally as beautiful.
Equally as beautiful.
As
It
the
just depends what
standard
you want to go for. We have got the standard available, and I think the standard for containers would be a really good idea. This one, I think, would be better for going in the ground.
Yeah, because...
Although you could grow it in a large container if you wanted.
If you wanted to.
If you're looking at options, I would go in the ground with this one.
Yeah, definitely. I would go in the ground with this one as well. And also, it likes a really sunny position, super sunny, well-drained, hot shelter position. That's where it really, really thrives. It'll grow in quite poor soils as well. It doesn't need a really rich soil, this one, or a really sort of a damp kind of soil once it's established. It's going to be adored by the bees and pollinating insects. They go berserk for these as well. And you get these fabulous bottle brush flowers that are really distinctive, very different, very unusual. It's got evergreen foliage as well, and some of them have aromatic foliage. And this one is kind of more, I mean, that one's red. I think I would say, oh, actually, yeah, I guess it's sort of pinky red sort of colour on this one. Evergreen, so it looks good all the year through, and some of them have the aromatic foliage as well. So, yeah, this one as well. Yeah, it's still got that aromatic, that lovely
gorgeous,
menthol.
Isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous.
Give it a sniff.
Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's fresh.
It is really,
Very
really fresh.
smell.
And you've got these nice rigid leaves, and that gives you an indication of where it grows. It's like an Australian kind of plant. That's the part of the world it comes from, so it's really drought tolerant, good for quite windy gardens as well. Because
there's a story about this, isn't there? When they have their like bushfires and stuff, one of the first plants to actually come back is the bottle brush. Yeah, because it's so resilient, it's so tough.
Yeah, they are, because what a lot of them have as well, they have little kind of a lot of plants like that have these little buds on the stems called epicormic buds, and they sit there dormant.
Right.
And then they are the first buds to regrow after a fire. So yeah, they're
so
brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah, fantastic. But yeah, so that's your kind of your shrub version. Bex is bringing down the standard version, and it's the same kind of information really. They like the same sort of position: hot, sunny, well drained, sheltered. But this is on that beautiful standard. The actual standard bit itself won't really get any taller.
That's so chunky as well, isn't
chunky.
it? Like that's a really nice thick stem you got on there.
Yeah, which is what you need, to be honest, with all that growth on the top. And that stem, that will gradually get wider as time goes by. And the top, you can leave the top to grow naturally, or you can trim and shape it. I would do that directly after it was flowered.
You won't be able to resist touching this either.
No, and the good thing, they're a bit of a tease, these actually, because when you look at them, you kind of think that's one flower.
Yeah,
but what it is, it's all these individual little flowers.
Turn that one round so
yeah, you can see there. So once they all come out together, they give you this false kind of effect of like one big flower, but they're many, many individual flowers.
So every single knobbly bit is a bud, and you can, like a Brussels sprout, Matt, exactly that, like miniature Brussels sprouts. And then you can see how each one of those is opening up and then sending out those bright red bottle brush flowers that turn into these. And just look at the top of that plant, look how many there are waiting. I mean, there's loads around here. There's so many of them, and that's what it's going to then turn into. It's a real statement plant, this one. Did you do the hardiness?
Yeah, hardiness-wise, what I would say is, in really bad winters, these wouldn't be happy in a really, really cold, bad winter. So what I'd say is, if you know you're in a colder area, grow these in a pot or a container. They're brilliant. You could probably grow this in our larger size olive plant if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think the olive plant would be amazing.
Yeah,
the 40 centimetre one.
Yeah, be really ideal for that. And then when the weather does turn cold, what you can do is you don't need to mollycoddle it. Even if you just took it into a room that was only 5 or 6 degrees, providing you've got lots of daylight and you drop the water level down, it will bob along through the winter. Then you
can, like a conservatory or something.
Yeah, a cool conservatory. Yeah, and it'll be fine. It might be a porch or it might be a spare room that you don't heat particularly well, somewhere like that. But as long as it gets light and you keep it on the drier side, and this one,
it can cope with like minus temperatures, though, can't it? It can go, once it's established, it can go down into the sort of zeros and minus.
Yeah, it will go down to -2, -3.
Prolonged.
No. And if we got a -10 or something, that wouldn't be good. So, but this one as well, the similar rules apply to this one. But if you've got this in the garden, as I say, plant it near the house if you can, against a south-facing wall, somewhere really sheltered. But this one, if you do leave it in the garden, we get cold weather, get some of that horticultural fleece and go round and round about a dozen times. Not one layer, that's useless. Go round about a dozen times, tie the top off like the end of a Christmas cracker and leave it, and it will get through for you.
There you go. So the standard is 68. This one here, 680093, is £25.49 if you're a club member. So we've taken £10 off, and as club members, you still get your 15% off the saving price. It's nuts. I know. I don't know how we're still in business. YGTV1525 is the offer code you need. Go to YouGarden.com to place your orders, or you can actually use the phone lines. They are open on a Sunday up until 4 o'clock. The phone number's on the bottom of the screen there, 0844 502 0050.
And you could, so if you used a voucher as well, Bex, you could get that down to £20 and
49 pence. Yeah, if you've got one of your £5 vouchers to use. Has anybody got any vouchers left? I've spent all mine. They've all gone.
£20
Has anyone else got their vouchers
pence
left?
for that. I mean,
I know.
The garden centre near me would charge you $49.99 for that.
Quid,
yeah, no doubt.
Right, we've got the Syringa. This is little Rosie that we've got here. So this is a lilac. Oh, that's so cute. This is a lilac plant, but you might know lilac is getting just ridiculously tall. And that's beautiful if you've got the space, but the flowers disappear. They're right up at the top. You can't enjoy them. This one stays more compact.
It does. It's nice and compact, but it's also super fragrant like the normal lilac. Slightly different kind of flower habit, but yeah, beautiful, beautiful, sweet fragrance on this. Lots and lots of flowers in the spring. You'll get the odd flower kind of popping out sporadically throughout the rest of the season. It's compact enough, probably about 60 centimetres up to about a metre, kind of maximum, about half a metre wide. It's compact enough to grow in a large pot. Again, a 40 centimetre olive planter would be big enough for this, but you can plant it in the garden, plant it somewhere sunny and well drained. These do quite well on clay as well, and they also do well on chalky alkaline soils. They'll do very well on. Beautiful yellow foliage in the autumn, very drought tolerant once established, open sunny position. Comes back year after year after year. You don't really need to prune it. You don't really need to deadhead it. You just plant it and leave it and enjoy it. That's all you do with this one.
Yeah, and it's just about to bloom as well. There are gorgeous flowers on here. The great thing is you'll have those flowers for many, many years because these are tough, resilient plants. They'll come back for you.
They'll have a little snowflake symbol, won't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be a winter hardy one. Oh, so many things to tell all the new viewers. So everything that is classed as winter hardy, when you're on the website and you're looking at the item page, there's these little symbols up at the top. It's a lovely synopsis of looking up, fancy of looking after the plants. It will say sun, pots, easy to grow. It will say size, and there's another one that says winter hardy. It's a snowflake symbol. If the plant has that, there it is. Thank you, Matt. If it has that symbol, it is backed by our lifetime guarantee. So if the plant fails to thrive, if it unalives itself, you can get in touch with our customer services department. They will replace it for you free of charge, and that is a lifetime guarantee, not a year or 2 years. I heard of a nursery doing 6 years. This is lifetime. So even if it's in 10 years' time, you can get back in touch. If we still stock it, we can replace it. You just pay the postage costs. That's all. Now, somebody had a go at me about this. Like, well, you have to pay postage. Something about... And I was like, do you know any garden centre? Do you know anywhere you buy plants from that would even consider replacing a dead plant
after 20 years.
At any point in its lifetime?
After 15 years.
I mean, it's just... Anyway.
But...
Anyway, moving on.
You know what, Bex?
Moving on.
There's that saying, you can't please everybody.
No, you can't please everybody. Somebody did have a go at me about it. Anyway, never mind. Hope he's having a lovely day now. Naomi's asked a question. So Naomi's saying, are these offers only on for today? No, Naomi. So our offers last, our week starts on a Thursday. And that's when we start a new, I know, weird, right? That's when we start a new week, a new bunch of shows. So these offers remain until at least Thursday, and that's when we do a brand new show. We will have a brand new code. It'll move to 1625. It's with the weeks of the year, basically. Everyone knows this now. So it'll move on to the next code. But if the show is still available to watch as catch-up, chances are that the code is still relevant and you will still be able to get those offers. But essentially, let's say the offers last from a week, Thursday to Thursday, but sometimes they hang around for another couple of weeks. You just have to have a little look. The regulars will tell you a bit more. No problem! I see, they've already come in and answered it for me. I knew they would. Thank you, Neil. I love it.
It's like, almost like one of those self-help kind of communities.
No, I love it.
Like,
I think it's brilliant.
yeah,
Thank
it's
you,
nice.
everybody.
That's lovely when people do that.
Right, little BT for you. Let's show you some of the items. Adam's going to change over the table for us so he can show you some more items as well. So we've got the Lupin Gallery collection here, 3 9cm pots, half-price deal. Love a Lupin. Lupins are just beautiful. Classic summer garden flower. Great if you're trying to create a cottage garden feel. But also, I think, you know, these can fit into most styles of garden very, very simply. They don't get as big and as tall as other lupins. This is the great thing about them, which means they could also be grown in pots as well. 560709 is the item number for the 3 9cm pots. Half price deal. Free postage when you use the offer code as well. YGTV 1525. Next up, we've got the cherry bubbles. So the Lychnis. Do you say Lychnis? You do say Lychnis. It's a half-price deal at £14.97, and you've got a discount club price on there of £12.72. Lovely, perennial, come back for you year after year. Gorgeous pink flowers. Pollinators will love them, and quite versatile as well. Front of borders, into pots, gravel gardens, rockeries. Perfect place for this plant to go. 561167 is the item number. The Gaura, Lindheimery.
Enothera now.
Enothera, that's the word I was looking for. Apparently it's been reclassified as Enothera. We will always know it as Gaura in this potting shed. The siskiyou pink, 3 9cm pots here, half price, another half price deal, £12.72. Reaches about 60 centimetres in height, loves a sunny spot. I mean, look at it. Why wouldn't you want that in your garden? It's beautiful. Blueberries. So several of you have already got them. You all know I have because I love to show off, but I'm going to get loads of blueberries this year. An early, a mid, a late cropping blueberries included in this collection, extending that blueberry cropping season. Hopefully this year I'm going to get a couple of months of blueberry cropping rather than just a couple of weeks. We do need to try and protect them from birds though. Birds are going to want to eat your blueberries, so you might want to get yourself some nice bird-friendly netting so that they don't get them before you do. It comes with the 25cm planters as well. All you've got to do is add your bag of ericaceous compost to this and you are good to go. You might get a couple of blueberries year 1, but really this is going to be year 2 onwards and you're going to get so many of them. £16.95. Ah, look at that saving. £37 saving just by putting in a code. How cool is that? So next we've got the Thunbergia Sunny Mix. 6 plug plants there, £3 saving on this one. A vigorous, climbing, summer flowering annual plant. Tower pots are perfect. We showed you the little video of Sean's garden where, I think it was his mum's garden actually, where it was growing up and over a fence. So you can get this climbing across various different things. Lovely colours, known as Black-Eyed Susan because that lovely dark centre that you have on these. 401394 is the item number and it's £11.89 discount club price. Your Blackberry Cascade, a compact thorn-free variety of blackberry, breeding at its best. Take out the rubbish bits, leave you with the good bits, and that's exactly what they've done here. A compact thorn-free blackberry that when it gets established could give you up to 1 kilo of fruit per plant, and you're getting 3 of these. Blackberry and apple pie. Oh, yummy. 310180 is your item number. £11.02 is your club price. Cordylines, torbay dazzler, and it is a dazzler. The colours that you get on this, it's a reddish pink stripe in there, and then you've got a lovely green bit, and then you've got creamy yellow variegation on there. These get tall, you know, the lower leaves fade, they come away, they form a trunk, and then you get this sideshow bob explosion of foliage up at the top. That's maybe a niche reference for a few people. If you get it, let me know. But these create contrast, architecture, height, structure. This is why everybody should have some Cordylines somewhere in their garden collection. 680236 is the item number. Then we've got the flamingo willow, the Salix, the Hakuro no Shiki. Hakuro no Shiki. Now this comes to you in the 3 litre pot. Now this is the... we talk a lot about flowers, and yeah, we're coming into the season where it's all about the flowers, and we want the dahlias, and we want all the beautiful bright coloured flowers, but actually foliage can be stunning, and this is one of those plants that gives you that stunning foliage. It's super hardy, completely tolerant, doesn't need any extra winter protection. You only have to prune it once a year if you want to prune it, and then you'll get, again, it's like a firework explosion of foliage, the way that this grows out, and you get those lovely salmon pink tips on the edges of the leaves as well. Beautiful, love it. 510192 is the item number. Tuberose, which is so good. Now you're going to get 10 bulbs included in here, and the fragrance from these is incredible. I mean, they're beautiful flowers as well. Definitely stunning flowers. Not the easiest. We say it whenever we bring it to you. They're not the easiest to get started, but when you succeed at this, you'll be so pleased. Now, I did it last year, and I managed to get quite a few. I think there was about 15. I think I had a pack of 20, and I think I got 15 of them started. So I did lose a couple. Plant them shallow, leave the neck of the bulb sticking out the top, consistent heat. That's how you get these started. I know people put them in airing cupboards as well to get them started. A tiny bit of water just to moisten them. And then it took about 6 weeks for me to see green growth. Once the frosts have passed, they can go outside. Lovely tall stems, beautifully fragrant flowers. It will fill your garden. It's so fragrant. 630004 is the item number. £11.04 is your discount club price. Nerines, these are a good ones to go with them actually, because these are late summer flowering as well. I think Sean told me his came up in October last year, the Nerines. Lovely colour mix, bright pink, you know, blush pink and white in there as well. 10 bulbs included. 1104 is your discount club price. Use the code please to get your saving and to get your free postage. They want a bright sunny spot. Lovely south facing, gorgeous sunny spot is what they want. The Anagallis, the skylover, the blue pimpernel, the bluest blue. There aren't many blue flowers, and this is one of them. This one is, yeah, I mean, you'll love it when you grow this one. 6 plug plants included in there. 1104 is your discount club price, and the item number is 480977. Your garden is not complete for summer, or your hanging baskets for sure are not complete without your Surfinia petunias, because these are going to trail by about 4 feet, maybe even a metre trail you can get from these. Maybe even just over a metre, sorry. You're going to get 18 plug plants included in there. You get 6 different colours. You can split them into their different colours because they are labelled, or you can do a mishmash and mix them all up. Make sure you feed your petunias, they are quite hungry, and do a little bit of deadheading. That'll keep those blooms coming. They are gorgeous, and those will be the envy of your neighbours. Honestly, they'll be like, wow, how have you managed to get your petunias looking so good? Don't tell them that it's because you grew Surfinias. They're not any old petunia. These are Surfinia petunias. I was doing an advert then, wasn't I, for M&S. It's £5 saving there, £14.98, £12.73 if you're in the club. Be in the club, join our club. 511502 is the Azalea japonica orange, half price deal. 3 9cm pots, £18 saving. A beautiful colour flower you get on here. Azalea's like a semi-shade position. They like ericaceous compost. They're evergreen, and they get smothered in some of the most showy flowers in springtime. The ones we've got in the potting shed are just blooming right now, so these will be a fantastic addition and very long-lived as well. Now, I keep talking to you about joining the club, don't I? Yes, I do, and that's because I love the club. I can save loads of money. You can too. Let's have a little look at how you do it.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, it's nice and simple. You can join the club on your first order. You can start saving today, and then your vouchers will come out to you in a welcome pack in the post. The £20 and the 2 free postage vouchers as well. Well worth joining, because basically by joining, you've made your money back because you get your vouchers, but you soon make it back again by the savings that you make for your 15%.
And there's a quick thing you say about the vouchers as well, because technically you're supposed to, I'll let you tell, go on,
well,
you know.
Just pay attention to the end date of your vouchers, okay? So there is a start and an end date on there, but you don't have to worry about the start date. You can use your vouchers at any point. So if you wanted to place 4 orders in a day, you could use 1 voucher on each of those orders. It's just the end date you need, the expiry date of the voucher that you need to pay attention to. You can use them all in one day if you want to. They just have to be used on separate orders, that's all. It's great, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Enough savings in one day.
I know. But the thing is, Adam just spends more money on plants. This is what he does. He's like, well, I've saved 20 quid, so I'll just buy another 20 quid plant.
Well, the way I see it, Bex, if you thought you were going to be spending £100 anyway, and then it comes to 80 quid, well, you might as well just get yourself another £20 worth of plants.
I've said this before, Adam. This is our problem. This is why you and I will be paying off our mortgage until the last possible moment. Because...
yeah, we've not been...
Champagne taste, lemonade pocket.
There you go, never mind. But we have fun along the way.
Yeah, who cares, right?
Yeah.
Blackberry cascade is what is up next for you.
Yeah.
So 3 9-centimetre pots here, and there's 2 really important points to tell you about this plant.
Yeah, because you can stick these ones up your nose if you want to.
I mean, I wouldn't, but you can.
And what I'm trying to prove is there's no prickles, there's no thorns, there's no spines on these. These are beautiful, these are spineless. So great for kids. I don't mean they're cowardly and, you know, they're strong, they're tough, they're fighters. They're not spineless in the sense you spineless Blackberry. Not like that. But the great thing about these ones is where you can grow them in hanging baskets, you can grow them in pots, you can grow them in troughs, you can grow them in containers. And they do say that one of these plants eventually can produce up to 1 kilogram of strawberry, raspberries even. And no, blackberries even. Going all over the place.
Strawberry, raspberry, blackberry.
Yeah, and also they're blueberries. You get pears on them occasionally. Sometimes they have pink flowers. No, they don't. Start again. You can plant them in hanging baskets. They cascade. They produce blackberries.
They do produce blackberries.
Up to 1 kilogram of blackberries once they're established. Beautiful white flowers in the spring as well, which is really, really nice. Easy to grow, and not just hanging baskets, window boxes, pots, troughs, containers. We've got a lovely window box, a Durham planter window box.
That's a perfect one.
They'd be gorgeous in that.
I think they're good to put them up high, particularly edible stuff. Like if you've got dogs, I've got 2 boy dogs, so they like to cock their legs up things. So I do quite like to raise things up because I like a garden buffet. I don't want to have to wash it before I eat it. No,
exactly. And also when you hang things up like that, it keeps them away from the slugs and snails as well. And these are brilliant, these little blackberries for your children. Get your children, your grandchildren involved with these because now they can pick those blackberries. They're not going to get all caught on the spines and the thorns and things like that. So yeah, these are gorgeous. Really lovely way of growing quite a decent crop of blackberries.
My mum got me a red Cordyline and said hers was 15 years old and easy to grow.
Yeah.
2 winters ago, both of us died. Naomi, okay, so cordylines are pretty tough and pretty resilient. They can cope with some minus temperatures. What they don't like is winter sort of wet and cold. The crown needs to be protected. So what we often do with them is tie them up in winter. So I don't know if you did this or not. But what you do is you tie it up like this, just for those really cold, frosty, snowy days, because you protect the crown. Don't leave it like that all winter. Just do it for those really frosty spells and then release it again. If you tied it up all winter, you'd kill the crown as well. So I'm just talking about those really cold days. Just a little bit of twine, just tie them up like that. That's how you get your cordylines through winter. I didn't have to protect mine at all this last winter. I moved it closer to the house because it's in a pot, which does give a few extra degrees of protection, but I didn't have to actually tie it up at any point. But really cold, frosty, that's what you do.
And the modern hybrids, Bex, are getting more and more winter hardy. They're getting tougher as well. And even there was a famous winter back in 2010 when a lot of cordylines got absolutely hammered, but the vast majority of people found once they cut the top bit off, they resprouted
new shoots come
from
out.
the base or the stem, and they've recovered and gone back to their normal size. So
sometimes you think they're dead, but they're not.
They're not, yeah, they are really tough.
Thunbergia is up next for you. So we've got the Thunbergia Sunny Mix plug plant, 6 plugs included in here, a wonderful, vigorous, climbing, summer flowering plant.
Beautiful as well. And if you're thinking about growing these in a tower pot as well, was it Ali G who said, Ali G, who's it said to us?
Ali G, yeah.
Ali G. Yeah, Ali G said to us, she grows 3 of these in a container and found that to be absolutely sufficient for a tower pot. So if you want those 360-degree columns of beautiful flower, and these aren't just orange anymore now, or yellow, you've got all those lovely extra colours mixed in. These are rampant, these grow quick, they're easy to grow. Water them, liquid feed them, and just enjoy these towers of colour all the way through the summer, right into the autumn. But you could grow them up through other things. We saw the little video earlier on with Sean, for example, but you could, I mean, if you look in the background, the trees there are autumn. They're all, did you see the autumn leaves?
Yes, I did actually.
So even when the leaves were falling, these still look fantastic that late in the season. These are really good doers, these plants.
Absolutely, that's why I bought them. So they're in my basket, they should be delivered, I reckon. I mean, I ordered them yesterday, the day before. I reckon I'll get that delivery Monday or Tuesday. I'll be potting them up, they'll be going into my tower pots. I hope you're grabbing those as well. Naomi said she didn't tie her cordylines up. Yeah, I think that's why you lost them, Naomi, but that's what we're here for. So if you tune in, you've got any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them. If we don't, there's not many times we can't figure out the answer. Adam's been gardening all his life and he's ancient, so it's a long time. He loves it. He loves it, really.
I was a garden advisor to Ramesses, so so I've been around quite a time.
So Adam's been gardening a long time. I'm very keen. Been into it for quite a little bit of time now as well. So between us, we can normally come up with the answer. And if we don't know the answer, we'll certainly find it out for you. So if you've got any questions, let us know. Right, we're moving on to the Lupin Gallery collection for you next. A wonderful, shorter variety of Lupin.
One of my faves, these. Lupins are adorable. I remember growing lupins as a kid. I mean, I started gardening when I was 5, and lupins were one of the first perennials I really got into because they're colourful, they're easy, they grow quickly. You can grow them from seed, but we've taken that hassle out and we've got them in those beautiful 9-centimetre pots. Fantastic root system. And very quickly with these lupins, what you'll find is once you planted these, within a month or so, you'll start to see a stem in the middle. Hey, look at that. I mean, and this is why all our plants grow so well, because they're well established. We don't put a little plug plant in a 9-centimetre pot and then send it out to you 3 weeks later.
Yeah, we grow it on a bit first.
Properly, because then when you take it out, you've got that root system. These will definitely 100% flower for you this year. And what you'll find, you'll get them home, they'll establish within 2 or 3 days. In another month or so's time, you'll start to see an elongated shoot come up through the middle. That will be your first flower spike. And you'll get a main flower spike, and then you'll get little kind of sub-flower spikes around the edge that will look really beautiful for a good number of weeks. And when that's finished, trim that flower spike down to about 6 inches, give them a good liquid feed. After about another month, you'll get more gorgeous shoots come up and they'll flower for you again a second time. All lupins ask for is a nice, sunny, bright spot, a moisture retentive soil but well drained. If you give them that, they'll come back year after year. They are a perennial, and sometimes they even seed about as well. But stunning, beautiful white, lovely pink, and also you've got that lovely bicoloured one as well.
You have indeed 3 9cm pots, half price deal. Use your code to get your saving. Use your code to get your 50. No. Yeah, use your code to get your 15% discount, and use your code to get your free postage on there as well. We've got the Lychnis next for you. This is the cherry bubbles. The really versatile, nice, compact plant, this.
Every time we say cherry bubbles, I just think of the way Matt says cherry bubbles. But, yeah,
bubbles, darling.
Yeah, thinking of a comedy that was around a little while back, but no, oh well, no, we won't go there. But yeah, beautiful plants. These compact, easy to grow, good for growing in containers, pots, rockeries, borders, gravel gardens. Not particularly fussed about what soil it grows in. All this one will demand of you is nice, open, sunny position, well-drained soil. That's what this likes. A really lovely, lovely, well-drained soil. That's where it'll be happy. Beautiful stems with these lovely heads of pink flowers, almost look like tiny, tiny dianthus or pink flowers on the top there. The bees, the pollinating insects will enjoy these. Even in the winter, you get like a little cushion of green leaves as well, which looks quite nice, so they don't completely disappear. Once one flower spike is finished, remove that flower spike. It will send another flower spike up for you, and they'll just keep going for, you know, for quite a number of months or so. They're really, really kind of happy little plant, easy to grow, great for your children, your grandchildren. And a bit unusual, a little bit different. There are other types of Lychnis. There's Lychnis coronaria, for instance, which is nice, but that gets really, really tall and that can flop and kind of fall all over the place. This one's nice and short and compact and upright.
Sorry, checking out all your emails. Right, so that's the Lychnis, 3 9cm pots, half price deal, 561 167. And the final one on the table is the Gaura, the siskiyou pink. I adore this plant, about 60, 70 centimetres height, and it's a journey, isn't it, this plant? Because the flowers are fantastic, but the foliage is beautiful too.
Know, there's that saying, Bex, isn't there? Picture speaks 1,000 words, and when you look at that, there you go. This is what you get with this plant. It's very similar to the one I was talking to you about just now. Open, sunny, well-drained position. These will do well on really poor soils as well. They don't care if they're clay or sandy. As long as it's a hot, sunny, well-drained position, they'll do great. A garden that I used to look after, I don't now because I've moved from that area, but there's still Gaura growing there that I planted about 12 years ago. And they're still flowering their socks off after all these years. So months of flower on these as well. At the end of the season, the trick for these is, at the end of the season when they finally start to go off colour, just take the dead flower stems off the top, only the flower stems, leave everything else, wait until now, look down at the base of the plant, you'll start to see gorgeous little purple shoots come back, trim down to those, and year after year after year, you'll get these clouds of simply divine pink flowers covered in bees and butterflies and all the pollinating insects. And you haven't to do anything with these, do you? You don't need to deadhead them.
Do anything.
You don't really need to feed them. Just leave them and enjoy them, and you can grow them in pots as well if you want to.
Stunning, really, really beautiful. 560898 is the item number. Half price deal. £12.72 if you are a club member. This is where you can see how your club membership savings really start to build up for you. We've come over to the compost because everybody needs compost, and everybody needs the absolute best compost, which is what you have got here. Are we going to do emails first, Matt? All right, well, while you play with the compost, we're going to just look at some of the pictures. Because loads of you are sending pictures. I love this. Thank you so much. We're starting with Elaine. She got her Azalea japonica pink spider and has potted that up into the 30-litre heavy-duty pot, and she's also put some strulch around there as well. Now, these don't tend to get eaten by slugs and snails, do they, Azalea? But what that strulch is going to do is add a layer of protection as far as weed suppressant is concerned.
Going to keep the
but
moisture
also holding on to that moisture.
Going to keep the moisture, and also what it's going to do is going to keep those roots nice and cool as well, because they like quite nice cool roots. But
look at all the buds.
Look at that. In another month's time, that's going to be smothered. That's going to look divine. And of course, you've got that evergreen foliage on that one as well. Yeah,
that's what I do like about azaleas and rhododendrons. Right, she sent us another picture. You have to come back to me, Matt, though. Matt's doing all the technical stuff. Ooh, this is the kiwi Jenny, isn't it?
Look at that. That's off.
I reckon that is, yeah, it is, isn't it? That's your beautiful kiwi Jenny. Oh, hang on.
That's your kiwi, definitely.
Is that kiwi starting up there?
Yeah. Oh, that's your Actinidia, yeah, Actinidia chinensis, Jenny, that one.
That's the Jenny, isn't it?
Pretty much the only one that we grow in the UK, and that's going to really romp away on that trellis.
Love it.
And you'll start to get flowers on that in the next year or so, and then you will get kiwis.
Nice one. Well done to you, Elaine. We'll come back. I've got lots more to show you. Oh, there we go. Neil says, things growing on. Here's a few pictures of things growing on in my garden, including the established mini pampas grass I received yesterday, waiting to be planted out. Fantastic. I got the baby ones, you know that. I planted 9-centimetre ones, but there it is. That's the established one he's got growing there. Oh, look, he's got our...
strawberries.
Strawberries, and I love that you're putting those in those, I can't remember what we called them, but the arch planters.
Like the bird planters, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the bird planters, weren't they? Those look very cute, Neil. Well done. We'll come back and I'll show you another one.
Because don't remember we like those bird planters because they were quite cheap.
You're an idiot.
We said because we did warn people they'd need to be swift, didn't they? Otherwise they'd sell out.
Oh, he's so good. Right, so you've got the white grape hyacinths.
I've got white grape hyacinths as well.
Hey.
Yes, and I love them, and they're really different. They're really unusual. I saw them coming out yesterday. Love the white ones. Blue ones we used. You can get pink ones as well.
Got his lilies growing in the background there.
Oh, I love. You got them in hanging baskets.
And he's put his little white grape hyacinths into the hanging baskets as well. That's super cute.
That's brilliant. What a good idea.
That is super cute. Love that.
Ah, love it.
Very good, Neil. Well done. Right, so who's next? Eleanor. Eleanor says, I like this one. Remember when I said nothing was blooming in my garden? Well, everything has started to explode. Even the pond plant I bought from YouGarden last year is amazing. And yes, that I would say is an explosion. The tulips are starting to come out.
Oh, they're white grape hyacinths.
They're white grape hyacinths as well, and next to the blue ones that she's got there as well.
Whoa, look at that.
What else is going on in Eleanor's garden? Oh, look at these. I can't remember what they were, but they're a variety of tulip, aren't they?
They are, yeah. I don't know the variety. There's literally hundreds of them, but they're gorgeous, those ones.
Those are beautiful.
They're sort of like double, aren't they? Sort of double tulip flowers there.
Very nice. Let's have another little look. Ooh, euphorbia. Here's the Miner's Merlot in Eleanor's garden, looking amazing. Yeah, mine's in full flower now.
Yeah,
I won't move it this time.
No, don't move it now.
It was about this time last year I moved it, and then it went really sad for
At least it survived, which is good.
It did survive.
Yeah,
That's looking good, Eleanor.
Yeah, one in the front garden. John, my hubby, in the front garden. We were sitting out yesterday, and there's a beautiful Miner's Merlot now with those gorgeous sort of green, acidy green kind of flowers and that
against the dark foliage.
Oh, yeah, beautiful plant. I love them.
Right, this is going to make you want a rhododendron or an azalea or something.
Look at that.
This is Olwen's rhododendron. Check that out.
Oh, Olwen, that is mind-blowing.
That looks like one of the hybrid ones, doesn't it? With the markings on there.
Look at that.
Oh, pollinators are going to love that.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving that.
Looking good, Olwen. Hang on, she sent us another picture. Oh, and look at all these containers. Oh, look at all of those.
Look at those daffodils. Those really super-duper double daffodils.
Wow.
God, that is a real credit to you there.
That's looking good. I like that, Olwen. Brightened up that wall, hasn't it? Looks really nice. Right, Alison, she says, thanks. Oh, here we go. Here's a question from Alison. Thanks for the advice regarding the birds digging. Can I still use my strulch and then put pebbles on top of it because all my pots have strulch on? I wouldn't, because the strulch is what's going to stop. If it's a plant that you want to protect from slugs and snails, you need the strulch on the top because it's that's going to repel them. But you could put pebbles underneath and then strulch on top, couldn't you?
You could try that.
Is
it are the birds going for the strulch? That's the thing. If they're going for the for the strulch. But if it's just a direct issue of the birds sort of pecking everything out the pots, like they're trying to pull the roots out or the bulbs out, like Bex and I said, a layer of grit or small-sized gravel on the top, that will deter the birds from doing that.
But then if it's a plant that she's trying to protect from slugs and snails and is using this strulch... That's a bit more difficult.
It is a bit more difficult, but there are other things you can try. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there's copper bands you can put round as well. There's other kind of ideas you can try.
There's another one you can do to stop the birds and things digging in there. So I've been using old. You have to save them though, so this might not help you for this year. But like if you've got rose bushes and the thorny rose bushes and things, if you get those and lay them on top of your pots, that can stop squirrels and birds going in there because obviously they get prickled by the rose thorns.
Nothing you could try as well next year is because I've seen people do this with bulbs sometimes, where they put quite large gauge chicken wire over the top of the pot after they've planted it, and the bulbs and things just grow through it. Yeah, but then the birds and the squirrels can't get down
I'd try feeding them. Do you feed them already? Maybe get yourself a bird feeding station and actually feed the... This is what I need to do as well.
Feed the birds tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds tuppence a bag. Tuppence,
tuppence, tuppence a bag.
I used to know every single word
Love
to that
that
movie.
film.
I was obsessed with it as a child.
That's so nice, that film.
I watched it every day. I'm not kidding you.
I watch it every Christmas.
Every day of the week, I put Mary Poppins on. I knew it word for word at the age of 4. It used to drive my mum and dad absolutely mental. I want to watch Mary Poppins.
And I think Dick Van Dyke's still alive. He's 99, I think.
He's
99.
Right, there were a few more pictures, but we must crack on and show you some more items. Obviously, we need to tell you about the fantastic compost, our premium professional compost. We can't help it. Let's play with the compost. We call it premium professional compost because it is both of those things. Well, all three of those things. It is premium. It is professional, and it is compost.
Indeed, yeah.
It's packed with premium ingredients, but it's also the compost that we use at the nursery. In fact, it never used to be available, did it, to public, to you and me, to normal people. It was just the nursery compost, but our head gardener decided, actually, this is really good, we should make it available.
Yeah, and that's why when we look at certain things, like, for instance, I'm just going to grab these fuchsias over here and bring these over, because, that's why we get these lovely root systems. You can see on this plug fuchsia, these hardy plug fuchsia, you've got that solid root system all the way round because it's it's grown in that professional compost. That's what you want. You want that really vibrant root system. When we emptied out one of those blackberries earlier on, you could see the root system on there. And the reason being for all this is because all the elements in this. First thing to say, this is a peat reduced compost, and that's the way we're all going with this. But some element of the peat, and this is even renewable from sphagnum moss, which is good as well. But we've taken peat away, we've put composted wood fibre in. That opens up the texture of the compost. It lets the water percolate through, lets the air get down to the roots, and also it allows these little roots to penetrate down into the compost. And you can see Sean here, potting up all sorts of different bits and pieces in the compost. You can use this for cuttings, you can use it for seeds, you can use it for house plants, vegetables, fruit. Sean is just potting on some of their little perennials that we send out to you. Sometimes we do the little plug plant cottage garden perennials. You can pot them on in the 9 centimetres. If you're ordering the Thunbergia from us, for example, today, or the fuchsias or the busy Lizzie beacon, you can pot them on in this. You can grow them on for a couple of weeks in those 9 centimetre pots. You'll get that fantastic root system. That means when you plant the plant in the ground, it establishes really, really quickly. You're going to get more flowers, you're going to get better foliage, you're going to get more disease resistance, you're going to get more fruit, you're going to get more veg. All these important things, and this is all from this compost. It's got a slow release fertiliser, it's got a wetting agent, it's pH balanced, so it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. Comes in plain bags and it's delivered to you in a cardboard box. And it's absolutely simple, and you don't have to lug it all out the garden centre, in your car, up the drive, through the house. It's just plonked on your doorstep, ready for you to use.
So Louise ordered some more compost yesterday, £5 off with my members voucher. So did Olwyn. So ordered my gold medal compost and used one of my £5 vouchers. Fantastic. Glyn's just ordered the Thunbergia, Surfinia, Gaura and the twin pack of tower pots. A nice one. Neil says nothing beats YouGarden compost, and Olwyn agrees with so right, Neil.
If you think about our compost at the moment, what you just said there, so basically, you join the club, you get your 15% discount.
Yeah.
You use one of your vouchers, you get a £5 discount.
Yeah.
There's no P&P anymore. So, goodness me, I mean, it's almost like we're not giving it away, but I mean, the value now is phenomenal,
you can definitely
isn't it,
bring those prices down, and we've often said it's not the cheapest, it isn't the cheapest compost, but it is the best, and it is false economy to go and buy cheap compost. You know it if you've tried some cheap compost in the past, particularly if you're using it for houseplants, and then all of a sudden you plant it, and then you get all these flies that are appearing, and that's because the eggs are living in the compost, and then you bring it into the ideal condition, a nice warm home, and give it some water, and then all of a sudden these eggs hatch and you've got flies. What are they called? The little...
The fungus gnats.
Yeah, the fungus gnats, that's it. And then I
hate them, can't stand them things.
And we've advised so many people, repot your plant, get rid of all that rubbish compost, repot it in our compost, and so many people have come back to us and said, wow, that made a difference. So even if it's just house plants, that will be one of the biggest difference you see. But then it'll be the size of the flowers, the health of the plant, the size of the crops of fruits and vegetables. Yeah, Matt, you're right. The smell of it is amazing. The texture is unlike compost that you've seen previously. If you're brand new to it, give it a go, because honestly, you'll see a big difference.
I'll say one quick thing as well. If you've got those fungus and that, you can get nematodes now.
Yeah, you can.
Which get rid of them as well. And also you can get those sticky strips that you can hang up, and they're yellow, and they get attracted to the yellow.
They do.
So, yeah, if you've suffered with that cheap compost and you want a solution, that will help you in the interim. But as Beck said, go for our quality
Change your compost.
and then you've cured the problem permanently.
Yeah, definitely. Change it over. Right, let's bring you over, because we've got some more things to show you. Oh, we've still got another hour, haven't we? Loads of time. Okay, so we're going to start off at this end with the Lobelia, the Queen Victoria for you. Now, this one is a fabulous... Oh, it's still wonky. Everything feels wonky
I know,
today.
I keep doing that as well.
And the camera's wonky.
I keep thinking I've straightened it up, and then I look in the monitor, and it's like
everything looks wonky.
It's still
Matt,
wonky.
Matt reckons the cameras are slightly wonky. It's either that or we had too much wine last night. What do you reckon?
I don't know. I mean, is everything wonky?
Did you have wine?
I don't think.
You're an idiot.
It looks okay to me.
You had too much wine last night, didn't you?
I had a few glasses last night. Yeah, I had to defrag my brain when I got home, so I just needed to chill.
Right, Lobelia Queen Victoria, 3 9-centimetre pots here, and this is a fantastic perennial plant, isn't it? Look at that rooty beauty, raring to grow. Get it planted and watch the show.
Just hold that there, because look now. If you want proof, look, weedy useless root. Super amazing root. Professional compost. That's the difference.
That makes the difference.
Yeah, that's why we've got that fantastic root system on there.
You get really deep dark foliage with this, but then you get these amazing bright red bird of paradise looking flowers. These are incredible.
And it's another one of those plants, it's a bit like the Miner's Merlot, Bex, isn't it? Where you've got fabulous colour of flower, but then you've got that incredible foliage colour on, and to get that pure deep red against that dark foliage is marvellous. And this foliage is pretty much evergreen. It kind of stays at the base of the plant all the way through the winter, and also you can grow these as marginal plants. So what I mean is, if you've got a boggy area near the edge of a pond, they'll grow quite well in that area as well. They don't mind. They're not. They won't be under the water all the time.
We're over there.
But they don't. Oh yeah, hello. But they do like quite boggy soil.
They do indeed, and you're going to get 3 9-centimetre pots included in there, and it's a half price deal again, £15 discount on that one. Honestly, so many people have sent us pictures of these in the past, because these look incredible. It's about contrast, that lovely dark foliage, and then those bright red, beautiful flowers. Naomi, thank you so much for your comment. She said, just wanted to say how nice it's been as a first timer watching your live. The chat is so friendly and helpful as well, and that is a really nice thing to say.
Thank
but
you.
that's exactly what we are trying to, do here. So that's really lovely to hear that it's actually working. Yay! We're doing it right. Moving on to the Clematis Montana collection for you, and these have got a proper rump on, haven't they?
Well, do you know, I can't believe how much they're
Look
growing.
at these.
Yes, I mean, because we keep our samples on Dutch trolleys just outside the potting shed here, and we bought these to you about a couple of weeks ago, and they've doubled, if not trebled, in size.
They really have.
Just
I
in
don't
that
think
time.
these are fresh samples, are they?
No,
these are the same ones we had from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about Montana. Montana clematis are probably some of the most vigorous clematis that you can grow. We've got 3 types in here as well. They have those sort of 4-petaled flowers. They can be fragrant. They are sort of got a soft fragrance to them. And if you're looking for a really fast-growing clematis that's smothered in flowers for a good 4 or 5 weeks, you perhaps want to cover up an old shed, an old outhouse, a really ugly fence, anything like that, and you don't want to be waiting around, plant a Clematis Montana. They're as tough as old boots. They'll come back year after year after year. You don't have to do any fiddly pruning with them. I mean, pretty much for all my customers, wherever they grow these Montanas, after they've finished flowering, I give them a nice trim back. And you can't really prune them properly anyway, because they're so vigorous and bushy that all you literally can do is just trim around the edges, keep them in shape. They'll come back year after year. They'll flower like this for you year after year. A couple of things they like, pretty much like all clematis, they like a nice moist root run at the base. They like a nice sort of moist soil, and these ones don't even really need to be fed that much, actually. Once they're established, they're not particularly fussed. But it is just a brilliant plant to cover a big area really, really quickly.
I was just stretching my back, if anybody wondered what I was doing then. I could have said I was tying my shoelaces. That would have been better, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's the Clematis and Montana collection. 3 9cm pots. You're getting a £12 saving on there. Use your code, please. When you place your order, go to YouGarden.com. You can use the phones if you want to. The phone details are on the bottom of the screen. Down in that corner down there. 0844 502 0050. The phone lines are open till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Tell the operator you've got a code. Give them the code YGTV1525. They'll apply it to your order for you, and then you'll get the savings. You'll get the free postage included. If you're on the website, the box that says, do you have an offer code, that's where you put that one in to get all of those discounts. And if you want to pay the lowest price on screen, the one in yellow, the $15.27 for that one, you need to be a club member, and you can join on your first order and start saving straight away.
We always have to do that weird pointy thing, do we, on here? So we have to
It's in the opposite direction,
so
the way it looks on the screen.
We're actually pointing away from it, so it's a bit counterintuitive. You kind of get used to it in the end, don't you?
You do. But to start with, you end up pointing in loads of...
Yeah, you just cover all the options. Yeah.
Complete winter hardy fuchsia collection for you. That looks wonky as well. Right, so we've got 12 plug plants included in here, and these are the hardy fuchsias. These are not your summer bedding. These can go through year to year.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about these. And these are not for hanging baskets either. These are your upright shrubby fuchsias. So these can get to about 1 metre tall, 1.5 metres tall. So once you plant these, plant them in their forever permanent place. You could plant these in a large container as well. I would say go minimum the size of our pots, our heavy duty pots, go minimum 30 litre. Gorgeous colour mix. The colour mix you see on the picture here might be the one you're going to get, but sometimes we do substitute them, but we won't give you more than 2 of any particular variety. And these start flowering midsummer, and they'll flower all the way up to the autumn. In fact, I've even seen them flowering in late November sometimes, right up until the frost and a little bit beyond. In a really cold winter, they get knocked down, sort of pretty much down towards the ground, but don't panic about that. They're not dead. They will regrow from ground level, and they'll come back to 1 metre or so in one season. They grow really, really quick. After a milder winter, quite often they start off where they left off. So all you've got to do is just sort of tidy them up a little bit at the end of the winter. But what you will get, you'll just get these beautiful colour mixes year after year after year. The pollinating insects, the bees, and love these as well. And you just that wonderful, beautiful elegance of these. And you can see the root system on these. Fantastic root system because they've been grown in our compost. That one has already been pinched out, but Bex is going to kind of have a suggestion as to what you could do with that again next.
Yeah, so it's definitely been pinched out in the middle here. So that was the stem that was growing previously, but by pinching out that main stem, these extra side shoots have appeared. Now what I would do, I'd pinch here. So where you can see there's 2 leaves, there's leaves coming out, leaves, that's the word I'm trying to look for. I'm going to take that central, pinch that out. Now what's going to happen there is what happened down here. 2 more stems are going to come out here. So where there were 2 branches, there will be 4. And then if you do it again, where there were 4, there will be 8. More branches, more stems, more flowers. That's what you need, basically. More flowers.
And that's important, is it's really good to create that really branched plant to start with.
Yeah, well, it gives stability to the base of the plant as well. So not only do you get more flowers, but you get a stronger plant.
Yeah, talking about that, when you finally plant these fuchsias, because what I would do, I'd grow them on in a pot for a little bit to start. When you finally plant them 1 inch or a couple of inches lower than normal. We normally say same level, plant these a little bit lower. But what you're going to get 10, 15, 20 years of flower on these hardy fuchsias.
Yeah, they're really long-lived, aren't they?
Year after year after year.
Make sure you feed them.
Feed them, yeah, get them established well. And also, one other thing we always like to say is, don't put them somewhere where they're going to get baked in that midday sun for hours and hours on end. Fuchsias get a bit stressed out. So a bit of sun is okay. First part of the day, second part of the day, a bright spot with some dappled light, but not full-on baking position.
There you go. So complete winter hardy fuchsia collection, 400947 is the item number. There's a £7 discount on that one for you. Now, Allium Purple Sensation. Maybe you didn't plant your Allium bulbs in autumn. It's too late to plant bulbs now, but you can get the plants, and you can still then enjoy the beautiful Allium Purple Sensation. Whoa, rooty beauty
Look at
right
that.
there. And this particular variety, I think if you talk about alliums, this is the one that you think of. There's loads of varieties, but these balls of colour, purple flowers, this I think is what most people think of with alliums.
Yeah, I mean, these are your Chelsea flower show alliums.
Yeah.
Like, you know, these, you know, gorgeous kind of, as you say, sort of purple balls of colour there. And these flower heads are made up from dozens and dozens of individual little flowers that give you that overall look. These can be almost the size of tennis balls, the size of the flower there. They can get to almost up to a metre tall. They'll be covered in pollinating insects. They absolutely adore these. And the nice thing about alliums as well, quite often with a lot of bulbs, daffodils in particular, you have to wait weeks and weeks and weeks afterwards for the foliage to die down, so they flower the following year. Allium foliage dies down really, really quickly, so you can remove that sometimes in a couple of 2 or 3 weeks after they're flowered. But don't cut the flower spikes down, leave them, because even when they go over, they look great as structural seed heads. So just leave them in the garden. In fact, I even saw a video of a lady that had loads and loads of alliums, and then she created this little collar that she put underneath, and then she sprayed them all with vegetable dye, and yeah, and they were still colourful the rest of the year. Something you can do if you want. Plant them somewhere sunny, well drained, great for containers, great for beds and borders. They'll come back year after year, they'll increase, and they'll just give you these dramatic, beautiful purple heads of flower.
Yeah, just make sure it's free draining soil. What I have noticed, because I plant these out into borders myself, and they grew fine the first year, but not a lot of them have gone through to the second and third years, unfortunately, just because I've got really heavy, thick clay soil in my garden, and it sits wet in winter.
They don't like that.
And so they rot off. So now I do my bulb growing in containers, because I am finding that clay soil is my enemy when it comes to growing bulbs. So they want a nice free draining soil, and that means you'll get them year after year.
And you could always put some grit in the bottom of the hole. Get some horticultural grit and put a half-inch layer of that and sit the bulbs on there if you want as well.
That'll probably help.
That will increase the drainage as well.
I'm rubbish.
But ideally, a nice, sunny, bright, south-west facing kind of position, well-drained soil, that's where they'll really, really thrive.
Yeah, and then they're going to need no attention from you whatsoever.
No,
right, 3 9-centimetre pots there, half price deal, £15 off and free postage using your offer code. And the final one on this table, the number one. I say this all the time, but I reckon it is. It's probably the number one summer bedding plant grown in the UK, isn't it? It
is, because they're easy, and these are the other end of the scale. Unlike the alliums, these are happy in shade. They love shade. So if you've got those awkward parts of the garden where you struggle growing bedding plants because it's shady and they get all leggy and horrible, these will thrive. And you can grow these in any sort of container, hanging baskets, pots, troughs, window boxes, wherever you like. Gorgeous mix of colours for these as well. These ones don't get that mildewy problem either. That was a problem 3 or 4 years ago. And they will flower their socks off for months on end. You don't need to deadhead them. They'll go right up into autumn and beyond. And you can even, at the end of the summer, take cuttings from these and then root them and grow them indoors as houseplants. They were a really popular houseplant back in the 70s and 80s, but now we tend to grow them more outdoors than we do indoors. This is like a sort of a tower pot. It's not a tower pot, but it's kind of a tower planter kind of idea there.
Yeah, but you could create that look,
you could create that
with
look.
the right kind of planter.
Yeah, and then later on we've got some begonias coming up called Begonia Sahara, and they grow in the same kind of position. They grow in that sort of shady.
So the two things together would work really nice.
Two things would look fantastic.
Yeah.
And the busy lizzies, they are one of those bedding plants. Once you plant them, there's no deadheading, there's nothing. Just make sure you keep them hydrated. If they're in containers, feed them occasionally, and just enjoy months and months of colour.
Yeah, and you can see there's flowers appearing already on these.
Well, look at this little one. I mean, this is already... Sorry, Matt, I moved that a bit quick, didn't I? Yeah, these are already really, really well established. That's got a flower on already. You can see the fantastic root system on that plant as well. They come in these beautiful, beautiful little packages for you here, these plastic greenhouses. Keeps them safe, keeps them protected. And if we do a specific colour mix, I think these come pretty much as mixed. But if they were individual colours, you've got embossed letters along the bottom there, and they correspond to this little index on here, so you know exactly what's what. So don't, in your excitement, just whip them out the packet straight away till you've made a note of which colour's which.
Okay, they're really easy, those ones. 12 plug plants included. 400804. They're your summer bedding, they're annuals, so they won't make it through to next year. Although you're saying about cuttings and things, don't
Yeah,
you?
take cuttings and have them
If
as
you want
house
to, you
plants through the
can.
winter.
Most people grow them as annuals, but if you want to try and do cuttings...
Denny's, literally, you cut a little stem off, you put it in water, within a couple of weeks you see lots of little white roots, pot them on in some of our compost, put them on a bright windowsill, and they'll flower all the way through the winter for you as a house plant.
Wow, maybe we should try that. All right, 400804 is the item number if you'd like to go for that as well. Make sure that you have joined the club, please. We want you to save as much money as possible on your gardening items, and by watching us on YGTV and being a club member, that's how you save the most money. We've got some incredible deals here at YouGarden via the website and the email offers and what have you, but we do find that the best deals are by watching us here on YGTV. Now then, you need to stock up on your compost, don't you? Should we hear from our head gardener? Yeah, let's do it.
We describe this as premium professional compost. And the reason for that is it is the compost that is known, this formula we have perfected over decades. I've been using it for decades. We have perfected it over decades. You've got a blend of the best peats plus wood fibre that you can imagine. Now, by volume, approximately 50% of this compost is wood fibre, and the balance is made up of a blend of peats, and there are 3 different peats. So you've got things like sphagnum moss peat, which is renewable. You've got sedge peat, and then you've got darker sphagnum as well in there. So you've got 3 different peats. You've also got, you can see actually just there, there's slow release fertiliser. These little green, what look like little eggs, you'll see those dotted among the compost when you're planting it. That's slow release fertiliser. One of the most expensive ingredients in any compost is fertiliser. You can see there's another one just down below. That is amazing because that will deploy nutrients to the roots of whatever you grow in this compost just when they need it over the next 6 months. You then got what's called a buffer. Now, peat in particular is naturally acidic, and plants like to be just on the acidic side of neutral as a generality. There are exceptions, so things like rhododendrons and azaleas, they love to be properly acidic in terms of the ericaceous soil or compost they're growing in, but most things like it just on the slightly acidic edge of neutral. So that's what this is designed to give you. So it's got a pH buffer to keep it in exactly that zone. The wood fibre keeps the sort of perfect air-water porosity ratio, which is what we talk about in the trade, all these complicated terms. But it's, what plants need is they need a jungle gym to grow in. So they need a jungle gym for their roots, which is called growing medium. They need some water, and they need some air, and they need nutrients. And when you've got the perfect compost, it blends the air and the water and the constituents of the compost. It all blends together to give the perfect environment. That's what this particular compost does, which is why it's trusted by us. We will be growing approximately 150,000 potted roses on this nursery this year. That's roughly what we grow most years. We'll be growing, I don't know how many hanging baskets, but our pre-planted hanging baskets that will be available later, you will have bought them in the autumn and last spring as well. They grow in this compost. We will grow countless perennials, whether they be in the 9 centimetre square pots or the 3 litre pots or the 5 litre pots, plus fruit trees. And this is the compost we use for all of those things. So we trust it, the trade trusts it, and actually based upon the literally hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bags of this particular compost that you've bought over the years, you definitely trust it as well. And, you know, and actually, peat is a thing. We need to think about peat. Not me. I happen to also be peat, but it's the peat that's in here that we're talking about. We can still use peat in our gardens right now, and actually the alternatives, generally speaking, are a bit iffy. So if you want to get the best results, in my view, use this particular compost for as long as you can. It's got 50% other material in it, which is the lowest level we could get to and still have a professional quality product for you and for ourselves. So we've been as eco-friendly as we can, and we jumped onto that particular that approach years and years and years ago. So this is the same formulation that we've had for at least the last 6 or 7 years, with 50% other material to bulk out the peat, and it still works better. So I would say this is, in my opinion, it's the only compost I use at home. It's the compost we use on the nursery. I can't recommend it highly enough.
So there you go. That is our head gardener's opinion on it. It really is the best compost. I know a lot of you already know this, but anybody that's brand new, give it a go. You'll see some amazing results. 100125 is the item number. Use your code, please. Get that big saving and also get your free postage and also get it delivered direct to your door. It's so much easier than lugging it home from, you know, the garden centre. And also, I mean, a few of you are in the chat, you know, talking about disabilities and mobility issues. Obviously, this kind of service is really good if you do struggle with any of those, isn't it? Getting it delivered direct to the door.
Yeah, because you can't lug a huge bale of compost home, can you, from like the garden centre or something?
I mean, look, I'm able-bodied, but even I struggle to do that. They're, you know.
And also, a lot of these other composts now as well, they put all that soil in them, and they are like a sack of coal.
They are heavy.
I mean, yeah, crazy heavy.
All right, 100125 is the item number. Matt's saying, make friends with your Yodel delivery person. My Yodel delivery man is almost on come in and have tea with us kind of terms at the moment because he's there so often. I got some more plants for you. I'm like, thank you very much.
We feel like about being here, don't we, really? So it's like a second home, isn't it, this time of year? And we love it.
All right, we're going to move on to a fantastic collection. I've got these. I've got all three of these in my garden now. I absolutely adore them. You've got three different varieties of Fatsia. Now, these are problem solvers. These are evergreen and they are shade-loving.
Yeah, but, you know, I think earlier on you said you called yourself an idiot. I think, did you call yourself an idiot earlier on?
I always tell myself off. I'm really cruel to myself.
Well, I'm an idiot as well, because I tell you why. Because I've got two of these ones. I've got two of the spider's web, which I adore. I've got one of the Fatsia japonica, which is the green one. But the irony is, my favourite one, which is the camouflage with the golden foliage.
1 second, just got to say bye, Werner. Bye-bye. See you next time.
So the great thing about these is you get all those three stunning colours. You get the golden coloured foliage from the camouflage, you get that silvery, creamy coloured foliage from the spider's web, and then also you've got the actual plain green one there, which is stunning as well. All of these have got those lovely palmate, hand-shaped leaves that can get to the size of dinner plates, and these are great plants for shade. Shade can be a difficult part of the garden to grow things well. A lot of things you can try in shade and they go leggy. They don't really thrive. These are happy in shade. In fact, if you put these in full sun, they'd get scorched, they'd hate it. They can get to about 3 or 4 metres tall in time, but you can prune them right down this time of year. They'll reshoot, they'll come back really bushy and gorgeous and lush. The middle one here, this one, the Fatsia, no, the M1, believe it or not, this one can become a house plant as well as an outdoor plant if you want it to as well. And they flower eventually. Late summer into early autumn, they have these really, in fact, they've got a picture of them flowering actually. They have these really unusual white flower heads, really, really adored by the pollinating insects. And then they set berries that stay on the plant all the way through the winter. So these are plants of multifaceted. You've got evergreen, you've got flower, you've got berries, you've got a plant that likes shade, you've got a plant that's hardy, you've got a plant that will grow on clay soils, it will grow on sandy soils. It's, you know, really, really, really versatile, this plant, and it creates drama. It gives you that jungly feel in the garden, that exotic feel. So it's one of those plants where it's tick, 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 tick. And Bex has got a brilliant picture just to show you how beautiful these flowers are. There you go. Look at those.
This is my friend's garden up in Grimsby, so whenever I talk to you about the Fatsia that's growing in Grimsby, this is the one that I'm talking about. And this just is, I mean, it's huge, look at it. And those are the flower clusters that they create. Now, I know this is an established plant, but I got those flower clusters on my brand new one that I planted. So it's not even like you have to wait too long for them to appear. Pollinators absolutely adore them, and what my friends do with that one is they hack it back on a regular basis. So every couple of years it gets big, they chop it right back, and it comes back every single time. So it's really nice and simple. Planted up against a wall. I mean, their garden is a bit of a sun trap, but it's against the wall there where it's a bit more shady. It's the perfect plant to put into that little space there. Now, you are saving £15 on this one, so you have to use the code to get your £15 saving. Your discount club price is £33.97 for all three of those. I worked that out to be £11.33 each, thereabouts.
That's insane.
That is amazing value because these are all really nicely established plants, and once these get going, they really do get going. But you can grow them in pots as well. I've got 2 in borders and 1 I'm growing in a pot, so it is totally possible to pot grow these as well.
This one here, that garden centre near me, beginning with F, They would probably charge you $19.99 to $29.99 for one of these, like this. Yeah. Especially the golden one, because it's a bit unusual and a bit different.
I love camouflage.
Yeah, I do. That is so adorable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really adorable.
Lovely problem solver. This is what I adore about these. Plus they're evergreen, plus they'll give you flowers, and the pollinators will love them. So there's so much to talk about with these. 511729 is the item number if you'd like to go for those. Next, we're going to move on now. Everybody who's been watching us for the last couple of years, you know we've headed into oleander season. So the oleanders are now back here. We've got the shades of pink one for you, because they do come in different shades of pink. We can't guarantee exactly what shade of pink you will get, but I can guarantee that they are all absolutely beautiful. And this one is properly opened up into all of those beautiful flower buds. But it flowers for a long time, doesn't it?
It is. In fact, we didn't got opposites today, haven't we? Because we're talking about the Fatsias loving shade. Well, here's a plant for you that will luxuriate in full sun. The most sunny spot you can find, it will love. The hottest spot, the most well-drained spot, the most sheltered spot. That's where your oleander will really, really flourish. And I'm seeing more and more of these as the years go by, getting bigger and bigger in the UK, getting through more and more winters. In fact, I live in Swaffham now. I moved there about 7 years ago, and because I'm eagle-eyed when I see plants, there's two oleanders that I see in Swaffham all the time, and they've been there since I moved there, and they've got through all the winters since I've been there, and they flower their socks off.
How long have you been in Swaffham?
7 years.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Did you just say that and I completely ignored you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. Well, you're looking at your iPad.
I'm checking the comments.
We're multitasked here. While I talk, sometimes Bexy's looking through your emails and stuff like that. So, yeah, and not really. She's just ignoring me. But yeah, the point is, I've seen these two oleanders in Swaffham getting bigger and bigger year on year, and we're up on the kind of the east side of the country. We get some cold northerly winds sometimes. We can get some quite chilly winters, but they flower. They look beautiful every spring. And
in Swaffham.
Yeah, in Swaffham. Yeah, Swaffham in Swaffham.
It's a fun.
Have I missed something?
We're taking the mickey because you keep saying Swaffham.
Okay.
So every time you say it, Matt goes, in Swaffham.
Yeah.
Swaffham.
Was
that Swaffham?
Yeah, Swaffham.
Was that in Swaffham?
It's in Swaffham.
It's in Swaffham. That word has no meaning now. We've said it so many times. You know when you say something over and over? Okay. So that is the oleander bush in the shades of pink. You are saving £5 on there as long as you use the offer code YGTV1525. You'll also get your free postage on there as well. Do give them a bit of winter protection whilst they are young. They do need that whilst they are young. I know we had a few comments last week, about people saying mine have struggled. They do need that winter protection whilst they're young, but as they get more established, they should then get a bit stronger and you won't need to give them as much winter protection. Perfect pot plant, perfect container plant, because then you can easily give them that protection. Right, we're over onto the favourites table and we're back on to the Blackberry Cascade, the plant that has been they've cleverly bred this one, so they've taken away the bad points of blackberries, or what might be considered the bad points of growing blackberries, particularly in, UK home gardens. They normally get massive, they sprawl, they're what I would call almost invasive. They try and root under fences, they take over, they can smother other plants, but not this one. No, and you can grow them in Swaffham. The great thing is there's no spines, there's no prickles on these. So if you've got children, grandchildren, you can actually sort of grow these very, very easily, because kids love to get into gardening, don't they, and have a really good experience with gardening. Then they're going to get addicted to gardening. Somebody earlier on said their son's been kind of nicking all the plants that have been turning up. So like Matt said, this is like a sort of a gateway plant to get your kids into gardening, because when you grow your own fruit or vegetables and you taste the fruits of your labour literally, you get hooked. And these plants, once they're established in hanging baskets or pots or troughs or window boxes, they can yield up to 1 kilogram of super sweet, delicious strawberries. Stu was saying the other day, sometimes when we do things like this with plants and we take thorns away, it can have an impact on the vigour or the flavour of things. But you do get that fantastic vigour on these as well, don't you? You get that gorgeous flavour from these. You can see the red fruits that gradually turn that gorgeous sort of black colour, and you'll get blackberries that are sweet, delicious, full of sort of vitamins and minerals. I love blackberry picking, but I really don't like the prickles.
No,
you know,
no.
it's a frustrating thing about going blackberry picking. So to do it in your own garden and not have that problem, and still be able to get, you know, up to a kilo of fruit per one of these plants once this gets established, I think that's incredible. Really clever breeding here. It's 310180 is the item number. Go to YouGarden.com to place the order. You get a £17 saving on that as well. Use the code to get that saving and your free postage. Becky, thank you so much for your club membership. She says she's just joined today, so that's lovely to hear. She also said, my first year using the compost and it's so good. I haven't had to water my seedlings anywhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah.
And considering the weather, it's amazing. And it really, truly is amazing. Becky, we've got a question. Do you join us on TikTok? Are you a Becky from TikTok and you found us over here? Can you let us know? We're intrigued. A few people have transitioned over, well, watch us on both platforms, which is essentially what we would love to happen. So let us know if you're a TikToker and that's how you found us. Right, we're going to move on to Thunbergia, which is the sunny mixed plug plants. Sorry to say it again. I've placed my order. I can't wait to grow Thunbergia this year, growing them up in my tower pot. And they are a climbing plant.
One of these.
Yeah. And they are, I mean, they're big. You only need 3. Right, and this is amazing, okay. Check it out. 3 of those plug plants, 3 of those in that tower pot will cover that tower pot. And we know this because Ali G sent us a picture of hers. Honestly, just 3 of those plug plants will grow so vigorously and cover that.
And the great thing about this tower plant as well, Bex, and these actual plants is they've got that twining, twisty kind of habit. So they will actually grip onto the tower pot really, really well. They don't need any support. You haven't got to fuss about tying them in or anything like that. They'll grip onto the tower pot, they'll go around, they'll go up and down, and they'll just provide you with that 360-degree tower of colour. In fact, one of the pictures that comes along in a minute, if you look in the background quickly, you could see loads of autumn leaves falling on the floor. So even late summer into autumn, these were still flowering their socks off, and now we've got a great mix of colours on these. They used just to be orange and kind of yellows, but now we've got pinks, we've got the sort of the reddish colours.
It's a good colour mix, isn't it?
Look in the background there, look at the trees.
Yeah, there's definitely autumn leaves, aren't they?
Autumn leaves, but that is still looking glorious. So right up until the frosts, you will get these towers of colour. These are vigorous, they're easy to grow. Just water them, feed them with our blooming fast, if you can get hold of it, and just enjoy months and months of easy, beautiful flowering.
Right, well, Sean's at QVC this week. He's been very busy at QVC, so we haven't seen him much yet. I think he's back in tomorrow, isn't he? I think he might be here tomorrow to do some TikTok shows. I'm sure he's back tomorrow. For anybody that watches TikTok, you'll see Sean Ryan on there. But this is Sean, and I'm sure this is his mum's garden with the Thunbergia.
Hang on, what are you doing out here? Like, come and follow me. So this is a Thunbergia. I know it is Black-eyed Susan. These were 2 plug plants from YouGarden, and look what it's done in one season. That is amazing. And again, this is October, so it's going back a bit. But when you buy those plug plants, it's hard to believe that in one single season they'll cover a structure like this, and then all the way through the fence as well. I just adore it, and it is very, very vigorous. It's only a seasonal plant, but it is definitely worth it. And there's just 2 there. They've gone all the way over the fence. Well, actually, it's rather nice. Look, it's even making its way across the gravel. And we normally sell packs of 6 or 12 of these as well. So only 2 in this container, but they have done really well this summer.
I've no idea what he was saying. We can't hear the sound, but hopefully you can. But they do look beautiful growing up a fence as well, don't they?
And
they're really good.
They're just one of those plants you just leave them and they just zoom off and do their own thing,
don't need help to climb. They'll cling on and do their own thing.
Yeah, brilliant. So, really easy.
Can't wait. I hope you're going to grow them with me. We can all be sharing our pictures later on this year. 401394 is the item number if you want to go for the Thunbergias. Next, we've got the Lupins, the gallery collection, the shorter Lupins, but no less beautiful.
No, stunning flower spikes on these as well, and they're brilliant plants as well. We've got some gorgeous plants here, really well established in these pots. If I just remove that one from the pot, some we've taken out already, or this one we haven't yet, but yeah, look at the root system on that. I mean,
that's proper rooty, isn't it?
A really fabulous, fantastic root system there. Look at that. Here, I'll turn it around for you so you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that superb? So that means as soon as you plant this, this is going to become established very, very quickly. And what you'll notice is in a couple of weeks' time, 2 or 3 weeks' time, I'll drop that one back in, you'll start to see like a little spike come up through the middle. And that'll be your first flower spike on the way. And you'll get this lovely pinky red colour. You'll get this pure white. You'll get the purple bicoloured flower, which is purple with the white edges. These are perennials that come back year after year. And in order for them to come back year after year, what they like is a nice, sunny, bright, well-drained spot with a moisture-retentive soil. You can grow them in containers as well if you want to. And these are plants, I think, for a lot of people bring back memories. We probably remember these growing in our grandparents' gardens, and we remember our parents growing them. Back then, there were much taller varieties, and I grew them as a kid, but I always had to put bamboo canes and stuff in to support them. These ones are much, much more compact, so much less likely to flop over, but a fabulous colour mixture there. You could grow them individually, you could grow them in a nice big group if you want to. And just one other thing to say about lupins as well, if you do grow them, give them a little bit of space. Don't sort of cramp them in with too many other plants. If you give them a little bit more of an open space, that's where they'll really, really flourish.
Absolutely. 560709 is the item number. Half price deal. It's constantly half price deals here today. Use the code, please, to get your savings and to get your free postage. Cherry Bubbles is up next. The wonderful Lychnis, this wonderful versatile plant. Front of borders, pots, containers, window boxes, and I really like the idea of this being a rockery plant as well. Yeah, it's a perfect rockery plant.
Great for rockeries. Lychnis, there's all types of Lychnis, and they're all very similar. They all very drought-tolerant plants. They all do very, very well in poor soils as well. They like full sun. This one gets flower spikes about 8-9 inches tall. They look like little flower heads of dianthus or pinks on the top, liked by the pollinating insects, and just one of those sort of plants that you can just put on a table in a pot, or you can put in a rock garden, as you can see there, and you can just leave it and it will just keep doing its own thing. It doesn't need supervising, it doesn't need looking after, it doesn't need any kind of prima donna kind of care. It will come back year after year after year, cut the flower spike off when it's finished flowering, it will keep sending out more for you, and even in the winter you get like a little tuft of green foliage still existing. So it's a great plant just to sort of always give you interest in the background.
Definitely. 561167 is the item number. Half price deal, £15 off, £12.72 in the club.
Have you said that before?
I think I might have done, yeah.
Yeah, sounding familiar.
Olwyn couldn't be bothered to cook today, so she's ordered in lunch. She says she'll be eating her lunch and watching the Liverpool game later. That sounds like a lovely afternoon.
Tell us, what you
ordered
did you
in?
order in? What are you having? You'd like to know.
Groovy says, I grow oleanders here in West Yorkshire. They just take longer to flower, but he fleeces them over winter. That's how they get through. Becky is from TikTok. Thank you. Matt recognised your name, so it's nice to have you here. She says, I love the lives. They are my fave. So now I get to see you guys even more. Yay! Well, we're glad you found us. Thank you so much.
We
Neil,
don't fleece people with our
We don't fleece them.
But,
Neil says, can't wait for my lupins to arrive, adding to those I've already got. Olwyn's waiting for the flower spike on her lupins now. Neil says that my existing ones in pots have just started growing foliage again. Nice.
They're good lupins. When you start to see lupins growing, they're one of those perennials that grows really quick. Yeah. I mean, on Monday, the flower spike might be like this. By the weekend, it's already on the way. Yeah. And I really love it when you see the very first little flowers opening at the base. And they're just gorgeous, aren't they? Really pretty. Cottage garden, pots, containers. They've got an innocence, a purity, but a real gorgeous beauty about them.
Well, speaking of cottage garden, then Gaura, you could definitely add in if you want to get that lovely cottage garden feel. I think you're on the Lychnis there, Matt. Oh, never mind. Gaura will definitely give a wonderful sort of cottage feel to your garden, because these beautiful pink flowers that look like butterflies that have just landed on the top of the plants is incredible.
That other picture was a very poor Lychnis, wasn't it? But this one is spot on. This is what they actually look like.
Oh, and look at that, against that blue sky with a few floating clouds. That's gorgeous.
And these will flower for 5 or 6 months. I mean, they'll just keep going, keep going, keep going. Even the foliage on these is colourful. And funny enough, Matt, do you remember, I think it was yesterday the day before, we emptied one out the pot, and even the roots were purple.
Yeah!
Yeah, the roots are, if you went
let's have a look.
Yeah, the bottom roots even had a sort of a pinky colour to them.
Oh, they do!
Yeah, which is kind of, it's almost like the pigment goes all the way through from the leaves to the flowers.
It's not bright pink, but it's kind of a blush colour to it.
Almost like they've been dipped into that kind of a wheat beetroot kind of solution.
Yeah.
But beautiful, beautiful purple foliage on these, and then you get these lovely pink heads of flower, and you get hundreds. That's even more purple.
Oh, I love it.
You get hundreds of flowers on these, and the secret to keep these going, because these are perennials, they will come back for you year after year after year. Plant these somewhere really, really sunny, super well drained. They don't mind what kind of soil, providing it drains really well winter and summer and it's open to the sky and sunny. At the end of the summer, just trim off the top part where the dead flowers are, leave all the foliage underneath, and then when you get to this time of year, look at the little red shoots down below, trim down to them, and they'll do it for you all again, year after year after year. But these are just easy to grow. Plant them, leave them, love them. That's what you do with these.
Plant it, leave it, love it.
Yeah.
That's going to be our new... That should be your...
Could be my catchphrase.
Yeah, you need a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Maybe have that one.
I'll swap that for my 3 floors up and just a balcony.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so that's the Gaura siskiyou pink half-price deal. Use your code to get that saving and your free postage, and you definitely want to pay the lower price, don't you? You see 2 prices on the screen, one in red, one in yellow. How do you get the one in yellow? Here's how.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year, we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member. And that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, those are all the reasons to join the club. Please join the club, because I mean, I just want you to save as much money when it comes to gardening. It can be an expensive hobby, but if you shop sort of savvily, if you're a savvy shopper, then you can actually make it quite an affordable hobby, can't you? Right, let's bring you back over. We've got some more things to show you. A couple of repeats, but some new ones, or new to you today to show you. Starting off at this end with the Gazania firecrackers. Now, these are pro plugs. You don't need to be a pro to grow these. Can we grab a normal sized plug?
We can.
Just to do the comparison.
We'll get the Anagallis from the end here, so out you pop.
Right, so, I mean, Gazania firecrackers, those are the flowers that you're going to produce here. They're known as
there you go.
African daisies, aren't they, these ones?
Yep.
So
amongst other things as well.
But there's they're not tiny daisy flowers. You do actually get really nice big flowers. I would say that they're, you know, sort of that size, the heads of the flowers on these, and you get multiple flower spikes. But these are pro plugs, so this is the difference between a pro plug and a regular plug. So it's just a smaller plug.
And
you're going to do exactly the same with your pro plug.
You might as well do it with begonias as well, because when it comes to begonias
We've got
next,
begonias coming up next.
They're both
Ooh,
pro plugs.
Hang on.
So you get that.
So there's your Gazania. This one's the Scarlet Blue Pimpernel, and this one is your begonia over here, which we'll come into in a moment. But you're just going to treat them exactly the same as you would the larger plug. You're just going to grow it on a little bit before you plant it out. So you probably would be doing this with this plug plant anyway. You're going to do the same process with your pro plugs. But it's the most affordable way to shop for your plants.
And also the hard work's been done for you, because sometimes people worry about growing things from seed.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about it, because basically what we've done is we've grown those plants plants from seed for you, and they're perfectly full. They're super miniatures of what they're going to be. They've got the root system they need, they've got the foliage that they need. All you've got to do is plant them on into a little 9-centimetre pot or something, for example, grow them on in our compost, and then in a couple of weeks' time, once they've matured, you can plant them outside in beds and borders. The gazanias like a really hot sunny spot. That's where they do really, really well. In a lovely, bright, super sunny spot, that's where they really, really super thrive. And if you sort of like to plant a lot of bedding plants en masse, this is such a good way to do it, because if you went out in about another 4 weeks' time and you bought these in a 9-centimetre pot in a garden centre, you could pay $1.49 to $1.99 per plant.
Yeah.
Which would be crazy. I mean,
if you're thinking £2 a plant, that's 240 quid. Right there.
That's right. Yeah, that's mad, isn't
it's
it?
insane.
That's insane.
And you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't spend that money.
No.
But here, I can't do the maths, but pennies basically is what these are working out at. Now, each one of those, they'll spread by about 20-25 centimetres. You get a clump of them and multiple flower spikes. So I'm gonna spread them apart by about that much.
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, about sort of 25 centimetres, 12 inches apart, so you can spread them out. What they do, they form a nice rosette of leaves, and then they send up those lovely flower spikes. They do like full sun, though. If you put them in a really sunny position, the flowers open up during the sun. When the sun goes off them, the flowers close up, and then they pop out again each day. But they've got these really zingy, zany, bright, cheery, happy daisy-like flowers and colours. The pollinating insects will come in on these as well. And Bex and I are not saying these are perennial.
No, but I've gone through.
Yeah, and I've known
about 2-3 years.
I've seen that.
Nice mild winters. They just disappeared over winter, came back again. Then there was still some foliage, but then they flowered again. Then a really harsh winter knocked them out. So you can actually get them to come through. If you container grow them and move the pots, you'll be absolutely fine. Or maybe even in milder areas of the country, you can get these to come back. Well, do you reckon?
Even in Swaffham, you can even grow these in Swaffham. Yeah, that's where I live in Swaffham. That's where I come from, Swaffham.
Naomi.
Is Naomi from
Swaffham? No, Naomi's not from Swaffham.
Oh no, okay.
Naomi, that's how far apart we'd put them in the garden. And Ol went, oh my word, my stomach has just rumbled. We shouldn't have asked you this question.
Oh no, she's going to say like something really nice.
You wouldn't like it because you don't eat red meat, but she's having a beef roast with Yorkshire puds and veg.
I'd go for the Yorkshire puds and veg.
Oh, I haven't had a roast dinner for ages. I might get my husband to go and buy a chicken. I might do a chicken dinner.
I think we might be having a haunch of venison for dinner tonight.
I thought you didn't eat red meat.
Wild caught red meat.
Oh, wild caught red meat is fine.
Yeah.
Not farmed.
No.
Interesting. Right, Gazania firecrackers, 490253 is the item number. 120 pro plugs, 120. Each one will spread by 20 to 25 centimetres, 12 inches. Multiply that out by 120. I can't do the maths, but that's a lot of space to cover, isn't it? That's amazing.
1,200? I don't know, whatever.
For £19.52 is your club price on that one. Now, we've got a similar thing here with the Begonia Saharas, so 120 of the pro plugs. How big do each one of these grow?
These get to about 6-7 inches tall, about the same width on these as well.
Okay, so the two together...
Yeah, although they haven't, the only thing is...
This one wants to be sunny, this one wants to be more shady.
These are really, really good for growing with your busy lizzies. So if you've got a busy lizzies, the busy lizzie beacon, these will make good bedfellows with those as well. Lovely foliage on these. You can see you've got all that different coloured foliage. You've got some purples, you've got some greens. And some of these have even got... This one, look at this cheeky little beggar. Look, already got flowers coming on. It's not even been potted on.
Love it.
And already they're starting to flower.
Actually, there's quite a few of those.
Yeah, loads have got flowers on there.
Yeah.
But just such a fantastic way, because these are bursting with vigour, and all you've got to do is pop them on, and then if you want that en masse kind of flower bed look, you can do it for a fraction of the price. And I'd probably say, even if you potted all those on in a 9-centimetre pot, you probably wouldn't need any more than one bag of our compost, would you, to fill those little 9-centimetre?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Grimmy's just saying, can you plant the pro plugs in a trough planter with a cover roof to grow them on? I don't see why not. So you're talking about maybe putting them into their permanent, or what you want to grow them into, but just keeping it under cover. Doesn't matter the size of the plant you put it in, it's just about giving it the sort of winter protection that it needs before planting them out. So yeah, no problem.
The window box we've got, I've just remembered, what's the Durham. Oh, I said Derby, Durham. The Durham planter. You could actually put the pro plugs in there straight away, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And just grow them, leave them until they grow to their normal size.
Exactly, just give them the space they'll need for growing into their full size. But yeah, no problem at all.
Job done.
It's just simply about growing them on in the frost-free conditions. That's all you need to do. Right, so that is 490243, £37 saving on that using the code, plus free postage as well. Going to fill a lot of area in your gardens. Now we're going to move on to the Nephofia. I'm a big... Right, I'm not getting them yet because hopefully I'm moving house later on. I could grow one in pots, but I've got too many pots already. But this, I think, is going to be the addition to my next garden. Because they used to be really quite popular, then they went out of fashion, but they're coming back in a big way.
Yeah.
And they are amazing, aren't they?
They are good. There's a real renaissance now for Nephofia, and they come in all different colour ranges, but these are dramatic. These are really unusual. Again, they're adored by the pollinating insects, and that's a common thing for us. We are trying to bring you more and more plants loved by the pollinating insects, because it's important. We've got a sort of a crisis going on with our insects at the moment. Butterfly numbers are down, bee numbers are down, you know, so many numbers of the insects are down. When you plant gorgeous plants like this, you encourage those pollinators, you're providing the nectar. Obviously, you know, they're getting the pollen as well, and they're pollinating other plants. These are easy to grow them in full sun, well-drained position. They're tough plants. They'll come back year after year after year. They're long-lived. You can grow them in a large container if you want. You can grow them in beds and borders, and they'll send up these flower spikes over a long period of time. So you'll get ones that are just coming up, ones that are in flower.
So you get different heights going on as well.
Nice heights, you get that succession of flower. Deadhead them when they're finished flowering. That'll encourage more to keep coming back. They flower over quite a long period of time. And even in the winter time, you end up with some foliage. They don't just completely disappear down to ground level. There's still a bit of foliage interest in the winter. In spring, just trim the foliage back a little bit. Don't go too mad with cutting back the foliage on these.
Yeah.
Only a little. If you really cut the foliage back on these, they hate it.
Okay.
They actually die off. So just a little tidy around the edge, like you would with tiny pamper, for example.
Yeah, yeah.
Just do that and just leave them be, and they'll flower for you year after year after year. And they can live 20, 30 years, these.
Wow.
If they're happy, they're really long-lived perennials.
There you go. Well, 3 9cm pots included there for you. Half-price deal. I'm bored of saying it now. Use your code to get your savings. Use your code to get your free postage. Make sure you're a club member so you get the lowest possible price as well.
Do you remember in our old life we used to have little kind of cards, didn't we?
Yes, that said
hang over.
We did start doing it here, but it got a bit chaotic, so
Right.
we stopped.
I'm just thinking it's just safe you saying it.
Switching
like
out
300
overall, it
times,
was a
wasn't
nightmare.
Yeah, that's true.
In our previous life, we used to be able to set the entire set, and it would pretty much stay like that. Here, we're having to change tables over constantly.
Yeah.
Maybe when they extend us out into that room there,
That'd be good.
and then we could have a really long set.
Oh, we're going to have so much space when that happens, aren't we? It's going to be glorious. It'd be
I
lovely.
wonder if it's going to happen.
Yes, it must. It must happen.
It's going to be so much fun. We might be extending the potting shed. Right, we're moving on to the Queen Victoria.
And this is a
Hello,
stunner.
Mum.
Stunning foliage. I mean, look at the colour of that foliage. Deep, deep, coppery purple foliage there as well. And we need to get this one out of a pot really quickly because, again, crazy mad root system on these. Fabulous root system. And then exploding from the middle of these are these deep, deep red flower spikes, and this is a one for a sunny position but moist soil. These like really, really damp, wet soil. You can even grow these as a marginal plant in boggy areas near the edge of a pond. You can grow them in containers, long flowering season, cut the flower spike off. Quite often they'll flower again for you. But if you want drama, if you want something that's red, not pink, not salmon, not orange, proper red, in your face red, grow this.
In your face red.
In your face red. These lobelia.
That's going to be a new Pantone.
I was just thinking as well what you could do. If you wanted red, white and blue, you could have the lobelia, you could have the Anagallis, couldn't you? And you could go for a white flowering plant as well.
Yeah, why not?
And get a bit
have
of
the red, white and blue
get
going
a
on.
red, white and blue theme going
Why
if you
not?
wanted to. I don't, is there any...
There'll be a sporting tournament of some kind.
Yeah, I think it's the 20th year of the King and Queen being married and stuff as well, so there's a few royal things going on. Apparently, yeah.
20 years?
Been married 20 years this year.
Already?
Yeah, 20 years already, yeah. This year, I believe.
Surely not.
No, I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure His Royal Highness and
Queen Camilla?
Queen Camilla, they've been married for 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah,
Matt, search it up.
I'm sure it's 20 years. I'm sure I saw that on the news.
That does not feel like 20 years ago.
Oh, perhaps I've got it wrong.
I think you've made it up. I think you've had a weird dream. Is it?
I thought it was right. So, Italy, yeah, it went down very well.
That's mental. Where's the last 20 years?
I don't know.
Gone? Oh my God. Right, Amanda. When can she plant out a hot poker?
Straight away.
Straight away.
Yeah,
Naomi just planted some. She said,
these plants are
just
hardy.
planted 3 of those out in my garden.
Yeah, but space them out because they get quite big. You want those 3 plants. They want to at least be about 3 foot apart. If you're going to plant them in one area, give them a big bit of space because eventually they form a clump about that wide, a really big clump. So space them out to begin with. You can always put other things in between in the interim while they're growing, like bedding plants or something. But if you put them too close, you'll end up with like a huge pampas grass kind of clump of foliage. So give them a bit of space.
There you go. All right, grab those. We're going to move on to the Anagallis now, the beautiful skylover, the blue pimpernel. And if you want a blue flower, and I mean royal blue, really sort of gorgeous royal blue colour, then this is the one to go for. I actually really like the centres as well on there because you've got that pink bit, but then you've also got the yellow in there as well.
Those little yellow stamens.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
And the foliage, the green, lovely green, sort of very fine foliage in between looks good as well. This is a relative of the scarlet pimpernel. Go away, fly. Of the scarlet pimpernel that we see growing wild. Same shaped flower, but these are deep, deep blue. They're not lilac, they're not mauve, they're not purple, they're proper blue. And that's what we like about it. We like to bring you these sort of unusual colours. This is low growing, it's spreading, it'll be great for hanging baskets, pots, troughs, containers. You can grow it in the open ground if you want to, but great somewhere really sunny, well drained, moisture retentive soil. They do say like it's a half hardy perennial, which means in a mild winter it can get through from one year to another, but we would say treat it as an annual. If it does get through, treat it as a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. 480977 is the item number. 1104 is your club price. I love it. Everyone's joining in now. So wait, Naomi says, way to make us feel old. Grimmy's just chimed in as well. 80 years since VE Day as well. It'll be this year.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's another worth thing.
You're right.
Yeah, if you want to do a red, white and blue celebration, that's definitely something worth celebrating.
And yes, it would have been, it's 9th of April, 20 years. I can't believe that was 20 years ago. That's just crazy.
I mean, it's all of a sudden it's going to be, 3 or 4, I don't know how many years since the previous Queen passed, and all of a sudden you think it was just a couple of years ago, and all of a sudden it's 4 or 5 years ago. The time does fly. So seize the day.
Seize the day, absolutely. Right, we need to give you a reminder of the blueberry planter deal because you're actually going to get 3 of these wonderful blueberry pots in here. You've got an early cropper, a mid cropper, a late cropper. You're also going to be getting the planters for them to go in, and these are a good sized planter, not like the previous planter we put in this deal. It was too small. This one, absolutely, you could plant your blueberries in here. They'd certainly be in there for a couple of years, and then you'd potentially go into a larger pot. It's 310190, the item number. It's a huge saving on here of £37, bringing your club price down to £16.95. Definitely a fantastic one to get growing. We've got the Blackberry cascade included in here as well, and this is everything that's clever about the breeding programs that, that various clever people do. This is a compact blackberry, but it's also a thorn-free blackberry. So arguably, we've taken away 2 of the annoying things about blackberries and given you just all of the good bits. Compact, bountiful, up to 1 kilo per plant that you will get from this as well once it gets established. And you're not going to be scratching your hands while you're trying to pick those blackberries because it is thorn-free.
And you can grow them in Swaffham.
And you can grow them in Swaffham. £17 saving on that one, and £11.02 is your club price. Thunbergia, it's on our favourites table. You went mad for this on Thursday, and it is still very popular today as well. You're getting 6 plug plants, you're saving £3, your discount price is just £11.89. All you've got to do is use the code and you'll get that free postage and the saving. This is a climbing plant, so tower pots are great for this to go in, but if you've got a fence or a trellis or something for this to climb up, it's going to flower all summer long for you. Really quite vigorous as well. 401394 is the item number. We've got the Callistemon. We've got 2 options. We've got the bush one for you here. It comes in the 2.5 litre pot. You are going to save £5 of this. I mean, this in full bloom is an eye-catching plant. You will not be able to take your eyes off it. Pollinators absolutely adore it. It flowers pretty much most of the summer, and it's really easy to look after. A little bit of light pruning, or deadheading, should I say. Just prune behind where the flower fades, and that will help to encourage even more of those to come through. 510046 is the item number if you want to go for that one. But we do have it available as a standard option. option as well. So we're talking about the tree shape here. That's the stock in the nursery, and that is what they look like. And literally these arrived, I think it was just last week or the week before. So this is very recent imagery that you're looking at here. Loads of flowers on them, and all those little knobbly bits that you can see, those are the flower buds just waiting to open up. So these are prime quality, just waiting to bloom for you right now. 680093 is the item number on that one. £25.49 as your club discount price. We've got the Salix Flamingo Hakoro no Shiki. Now it is grafted, so it's not going to get too tall. This is the great thing about this. Perfect for modern gardens, smaller spaces, perfect for container growing as well, actually. And you get the salmon pink or the flamingo pink. You get these wonderful pink tips to them, lovely creamy foliage, also variegation with the green foliage on there as well. Completely winter hardy, bright sunny position, though it can probably cope in a part shade position as well, and so low maintenance. You don't have to prune it too much. I mean, I do mine once a year, just create a nice ball shape, and then you get this sort of explosion, firework explosion of the foliage that comes out. Foliage truly can be standout. It doesn't just have to be about flowers. 510192 is your item number for that one. The torbay dazzler for structure, for contrast. This is why I love cordylines. You get this, it's quite symmetrical, the way that you get the foliage growth coming out of here. And this is one of the most dazzling of the cordyline varieties. We've got several of them here, but I do like the variegation. I got one of the plain green ones. I think it's called Australis, isn't it, the green one? And it's lovely, but it's not like this. This one is really quite stunning. They're fairly hardy, but you may need to just tie them up a little bit on the really cold frosty days in winter to get them through. But you can grow them in pots, you can grow them in borders as well. A couple of quid off there, so use your code to get your saving. Also make sure you're in the club to get your 15% discount. Pay the lowest price you can, that's what it's all about. 680236 is your item number for the Cordyline Torbay Dazzler. And then, oh, I love this collection, your problem-solving collection of Fatsias. 3 varieties: spider's web, camouflage, and what we would call the, you know, the favourite, or the ever popular, the more green coloured japonica in there. Shade loving plant, can get big, can get 2-3 metres height spread, can be hard pruned if you want to though, can be container grown, are winter hardy, sometimes look a bit sad in the winter, sometimes the leaves might get a little bit frostbitten, but really easy for them to come back again. Just prune them up and they'll be absolutely fine. 511729 is the item number on there. Big saving, £15 off that one. The Gaura siskiyou pink, cottage gardens, yes. Any garden, yes. 3 9-centimetre pots, half price deal, beautiful flowers up at the top of those. Reach about 50-60 centimetres in height. Neil, I saw your comment. I know you've already got these in pots outside your front door, and I know you've just added some more to your collection. Why not? Because that is a stunner. Flowering for ages as well. Good 5-6 months of flowers you should get out of those. 560898 is your item number. 1272 if you're in the club. Hardy fuchsia collection, yes, hardy, not summer bedding, hardy fuchsias. I would grow them on just a little bit. I know it's warm, I know it's lovely, but these are plug plants, so just grow them on a little bit, let them get a bit stronger, plant them out. At that point, you're good. You don't need to bring them back in. And they will get big, so give them space, okay? So 12 of them is going to be amazing, and you'll get a mixture of these wonderful varieties. They like a semi-shade position. Try and keep them out of the baking hot sun. They don't like that midday heat, so a good few hours of shade during that time would be perfect. And make sure that you keep feeding them because they are hungry. But bees adore these plants, so great one if you're trying to create your pollinator garden. 400947 is the item number there, and it's 1104 in the club. We've only got 3 minutes left, so we're just going to show you a couple more things here. Now, the Viburnum Tinus standards, the Eve price for the regulars. We first brought these into the potting shed, I'm going to say October time, when they first started coming into bloom. They're still in bloom. It is April, and this is what we absolutely adore about this plant. It's evergreen, but it flowers over winter.
Yeah, and it keeps going sporadically throughout the summer. In fact, this ticks loads and loads and loads of boxes. It's drought tolerant.
Good.
It will take any amount of frost. It will grow in full sun. It will grow in shade. It will grow in a windy situation. Looks like this all the year through because of that evergreen foliage. The flowers start off a pinky colour in bud. They turn to a white colour when they're open. They smell delicious as well.
They do have a gorgeous fragrance.
Doesn't really get many pests and diseases. You can grow it in a container. You can grow it out in the open ground. It really is one of those plants where it's tick, 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 tick. It just kind of, it answers all the boxes, all the questions. It's robust, it's tough, it's elegant. You've got it growing on this stem, which will slightly increase as time goes by. The top will grow to whatever size you want it to be, but you can prune it and shape it and clip it if you want to.
And you prune after flowering. So, you know, these flowers, they're still here now, but we are probably reaching, I say we're probably reaching, there's loads of buds on here, but after flowering, so in summertime, that's when you prune it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because then your growth then will hold the flowers for this coming winter.
And it has berries as well, I've got to say that.
Yeah, it turns berries.
Beautiful berries.
There's so many things about this. I would love I think a line of these across a fence, you know, in an odd number of them. So depending on the size of the fence, 3 of them, 5 of them at intervals, and then underplant would look amazing. Would it survive in clay soil?
Clay soil.
I've got viburnum growing in clay soil and it does okay,
They grow anywhere, clay soil, sandy soil, a coastal plant, honestly, it's not fussed. But if you want kind of a sort of a more upright version, this one is deciduous, this does lose its leaves. It has sort of nutty fragrance to the foliage as well when you smell the foliage.
Check out the foliage on there, because you have to see the deep veining on this foliage. It's very different to the foliage of the Tynus Eve Price there, because it's got that lovely deep veining on there, which creates real interest. And the flowers give you, again, the most gorgeous fragrance on this as well, and it flowers on its bare stems.
Yeah, it flowers on its bare stems. It's winter flowering as well, and these leaves turn the most gorgeous buttery yellow in the autumn before they drop as well. So yeah, both of these, both viburnums, both phenomenal, both good for all different situations.
That is gorgeous, that fragrance.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's like a nutty kind of fragrance to the foliage.
Love that. 510709 is the item number, a £7 saving on that one. Use the code to get your savings and to get your vouchers. It's been an absolute delight today. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for all the new viewers that have joined us. Thank you to all your regulars that have been here as well. We will be live on TikTok this afternoon if you want to join us. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Bex.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.